Welcome to the Irrelevant Podcast. I'm Nathan Jones with my co-host Alex Lewis. Back for
Hola, folks.
episode 55 here today on this beautiful February. Sunny and
Dude,
70
I haven't even
day.
gotten these fucking uploaded on YouTube because ChatGTP has been a piece of shit and won't load anything to make my descriptions.
Come on, ChatGPT, get your life together.
I'm not about to do it. But all right, before we get started, I got to make a couple announcements for sponsorships. So I'm helping the CU Barbell Club organize the Colorado Collegiate Showdown. It's the first annual one. We're going to try and make this a yearly thing for all the colleges in Colorado to compete against one another in powerlifting. Part of that is we had to get sponsorships. So these are the shout outs to the sponsors. So the first one is going to be Pioneer Powerlifting. I want to thank them for donating 2 custom belts for the top lifters. So top male and female lifter will get a full custom belt from Pioneer. If you don't know what Pioneer is, I would highly suggest you check it out. The website is generalleathercraft.com. You can go look at their weightlifting or powerlifting accessories. They make some sick belts. And also, I got to give a shout out to Nathan here because he was a donation or a sponsor as well. So anybody in Missouri or near Missouri, go fucking help this guy out and pay him some money. You'll get stronger, you'll get faster, and you'll just have a better life overall.
Yeah.
So,
well, thanks, man.
That.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, those Pioneer belts, if you haven't gone onto their website and checked out Pioneer's belts, you should absolutely do so, because if you're in the market for a belt, then they're definitely the one that you should get, because I'm looking at them because I'm in the market for a new belt. So
I bought the basic lever belt and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It looks fantastic. That's for sure. I
really
want to
enjoy it.
custom make one so bad. I almost told my wife, I was like, for my birthday, this would be a great purchase right here. But
Speaking of which, today is Nathan's birthday, everyone. So if you know him, tell him happy birthday.
man, everyone on the planet. I thought I didn't have my birthday on my Facebook page, but then like as soon as one person sees it, it's like an influx of happy birthday, which is fine, but it's like
a fire starter.
It just gets so repetitive. But anyway, yeah, 32.
I don't tell anybody about mine. We did a whole podcast and nobody knew. 32
banging years for me. This has been the best year yet. So,
hey, that's how it should work in your 30s, I think.
My 30s have been fantastic. They keep getting better. I got married at 29, but turned 30 that year. So obviously I've been with my fantastic wife for 3 years now. And then this last year, obviously we had our first and only kid. So
any single dudes in their 20s listening, don't worry. Once you get to your 30s is when it actually gets fun.
It gets way better. Ladies,
I can't speak for you, but I think it might be different in your world.
I feel like it's definitely shifted in our American world, like where people just don't get their lives on track until 30. And it used to be like 21.
No, I think so. This is my analogy for this, and I try to explain this to all the young girls that I help coach, is women are born on top of the mountain, men are born in the valley. So it takes us time to establish skills to provide value, and all it takes for them to lose value is spread their legs for too many people.
You sound like Jordan Peterson right now. You better be careful. I'm just kidding.
Fucking dude, it's facts. It is so much factual, because as a single 30-year-old or 33-year-old, I can tell you that the women my age are not as appealing as the ones that are, 8 years younger.
What are you talking about? Women are oppressed.
Well, by who? What? What do you mean they're oppressed?
I feel like everything that you and I believe
into thinking that being a taxpayer was a smart move. That's what happened.
Everything I believe, you and I, it just goes completely against the American picture right now.
No, it doesn't. It goes against mass media trying to brainwash people into stupid shit.
That's what I mean. I get like what
know how many girls I talk to that go, "Oh, I'd love to be taken care of." Like, yeah, because that's part of the natural thing, is like we're supposed to protect, provide, and serve. So the faster that dudes figure out that their whole job is being selfless and having to help other people, better your life gets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. And then the sooner that women understand that they already have the most important fucking job in the world, which is making children. Right. And you don't have to make a lot of them. You don't have to make any, but that is the most important thing that we do, because that's, our one point of being here outside of this game we've created.
My wife was very afraid she was not going to be a good mother. That's why she was kind of worried about having kids. But like
I think everyone has that fear in the beginning.
Now that she's just fully embraced it. And I'm like, I think that's
Here's a better question. How long did it take you to have a connection with your kid?
Instantly.
Really? That's pretty rare for dudes.
Yeah, she was awesome right off the bat. I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Most dudes are terrified because they don't have that right away. And they're like, I don't know. Like, I don't care about this thing like I think I'm supposed to. It's like, well, yeah, you didn't carry it around for 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like it's she's awesome. She's pretty great. Yeah. Like today, she came in and my wife had this little gift card thing she was handing me, and my daughter had it in her hand. She's just holding it out, smiling at me, like, "Here you go, Dad. Like, happy birthday." She has no idea what's going on, but it's cute, you know. Like, she's always she's always excited to see me. Every time I see her, she smiles. So it's fun. It's definitely I didn't expect it to be. We have a great kid. Don't get me wrong. Like, she's been super easy, but like, I didn't expect it to be as good as it's gone. That's for sure. So
Maybe you have a good kid because there's a good environment.
well, she's surrounded by some great people. Not just us, but everyone that's
I just meant energy wise. Like, I wonder how much people having trouble with their kids is they're fucking putting out bad energy.
That's we're very conscious about that. You know, like even last night, we're always trying to figure out like how we can make her environment better. And so like last night we were even like, man, we're watching too much TV at night. You know what I mean? Like, she's trying to wind down and like we're trying to watch too much. Like, or I got the TV on or something. And it's just like, let's just stop watching so much TV and just be more attentive with her and like get her like calm down and ready to go to bed and give her all of our attention until she goes to sleep. And then, you know, we can
fall into the helicopter parenting.
What's that?
I want to be a helicopter parent. Like, where you just hover around them and don't let them fuck up.
Oh no, we let her fall all the time. She was on this pitching mound last night and it's got the little slope, you know, and I was just sitting her on it and I was rolling her the ball back and forth just for her to catch. And she'll lean up and over now because she wants to try to stand up, and she just straight face planted. Just like ate it. And we were both like, oh crap. But she just got right back up and cried a little bit, but then got back up. Like,
when I dated a girl with kids, her friends, there was a couple that had a kid, and everything they did was based on what the kid wanted to do. And I'm like, you guys are fucking this kid up.
No, you can't do that. They're not your friend. You know, there's a different relationship.
Also, like, they just should see you live life and adjust accordingly. Like, you can do things together, obviously, but every single move should not be about the kid.
No. Well, yeah, we're very, yeah. I agree.
Some of it is like, sack up. That sucks. Like, my parents, probably not the best, but I am a better person because I had to figure shit out.
That's pretty true. I felt like that was my 20s.
You find the most successful people in the world, and they usually had fucked up childhoods. So there's like something to be said of like, well, maybe it should be a little harder.
Yeah, I feel like that was my 20s. Like, I feel like I had to just kind of figure it out on my own. I was just like, oh, I don't have any parents anymore. So it's kind of like, well, okay, here we go.
Right, where you could, do some of that before then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these girls I coach on this powerlifting team, they work harder than most of the adults that I know.
Right.
I'm like, where the fuck did you guys come from?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Two of them have I guess part-time jobs. One of them has a part-time job, an internship, and goes to school full-time as a freshman.
That's incredible.
I was like, holy shit.
Well, people are always shocked when we're like, we want Avery to be in wrestling. Like, soon. Yeah. Like, very soon. As soon as she can.
I would start her in gymnastics first.
Right. Like, do all this stuff that, like, where she's going to struggle at, and it's going to be hard, and she has to overcome things, and, like, it's difficult. You have to problem solve. It's like, that's life. Like, teach them that from an early age.
My niece and nephew both have to do wrestling.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. My nephew's really good at it. My niece is getting better, but she's not as talented athletically. Although she did, I guess, at school, got recognized as the biggest growth in reading out of anybody in the school in 1 year.
Holy moly.
Like, she's reading like 2 levels above her grade now.
That's pretty impressive. But it was like a struggle point at first. Really
yeah,
bad.
But then my brother made her do schoolwork all summer long.
Oh, no way. They actually worked on the thing that would help her get better?
Well, my brother, yeah, he kind of drives it hard a little bit sometimes. He's like, I think about it. He's like, maybe I shouldn't be sorry. He's like, they fucking only go to school 5 days a week and they don't do anything else if I don't make them. Well, I'm like, it's fair.
The biggest skill that I see lacking in school is reading. Like, really? we'll have kids that'll get to like seniors and about ready to graduate and they can't read. And we're like, how can you read at the 3rd grade level and you're 18 years old? Like, that's not good. It's not good.
I was in the same place in 1st grade. I didn't know how to read. So I got put in a special class. And then by high school, I was reading at an exponentially higher level than most people.
Here's a question. Do you think that schools, if you're lacking in a skill, should pull you out of your other classes until that one school gets up to where it needs to be on par and then continue from there?
I mean, if that special attention is going to help you, probably.
Like, let's say you are like, on par with all like social studies, math, but you can't. Your English is fine, but you can't read. Like, do you think they should just do reading until they get to the level of where their other skills are?
I mean, that's what I had to do.
I think it's smart. Like, I think it'd be really smart. Like, my brother's a teacher still, and he's just like, I don't understand. Like, we're letting these kids go out into the world and they can't do basic skills. Like, why don't we just pull them out? Like, why do we give a care? Like, why do we care if they're learning about World Civ or any of this stuff? Like, it doesn't matter because they.
People are bad at organizing things, is what I'm beginning to find out.
Yeah, that's probably
Is
true.
what I think it is.
He's like, they need to
Like
learn how to
organizing this
read.
powerlifting meet. I'm like, why is it we're doing a mock meet and I'm offering more prize money for a mock meet than sanctioned ones do? Like, what is the difference?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is I am driving much harder to get sponsorships than probably most people do.
Yeah, because you
Like,
give
I've probably reached out to 15 or 20 people already.
but you want it to be a good product and you give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the cool thing is like once you get them rolling in, then everybody else that's involved gets excited for it too. Like it's you. The hardest
Right.
part about momentum is getting it going.
I agree with that.
Once you get it going, then it's like fucking all right, all hands on deck, let's do this.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting to me that like strength sports are a fairly popular thing, and yet nobody thinks to hey, like let's give these athletes something actually worthwhile instead of just a medal.
Something that they can actually use practically.
Yeah, like
Like the
the
belt
president
thing.
of the club came up with the idea that we're catering food for all the lifters after the meet.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Huge.
Grow
Right?
grow
Like, and we
relationships,
can
grow
probably get
connections.
a sponsorship that covers that most likely.
I would imagine so.
Or we
Yeah.
can get enough sponsorships to cut like whatever it is. But like, I don't know. People are scared of these ideas, I think, or they're like just, oh, it goes this way, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm going to the Colorado State Championships for USAPL this weekend. And there's no cash prizes. There's no like I don't even know if they get a t-shirt without buying it.
That's how you win people over though to your organization or to whatever you're doing. You just do it better.
Well, we're gonna see how that goes.
Well,
Since it's a real thing now. Since I'm on the website, I guess it's facts, right?
yeah.
So
This
if anybody doesn't know,
Alex is big dog.
I'm the state chair of the APO now for Colorado. So
He's a big
Ooh,
dog.
buddy.
Big dog.
So more meets with more prizes are to come in the future for sure.
No teams, no rules.
I mean, anybody who competes in the WRPF or USAPL or USPA might have something better for you.
If you're tired of the way those orgs are ran, go see this man.
Also, we have drug tested and non-drug tested, and then we have multiply, single ply, classic raw, which is raw with sleeves, and then raw without sleeves.
That's raw, like raw.
Raw, yeah, just a belt and some wrist
Yeah,
wraps.
to me, that's raw.
Yeah, we're getting closer, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's an actual nuance to it. It's like, oh, you have nothing on. That's literally raw.
Oh, and no combo racks. It's mono lifts and competition benches.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. So that means I'm gonna go to Montana and compete in the national competition because it's a week after the Utah one I was gonna do at WRPF. Dude, the WRPF one was 185 to register for, and they only had 50 lifters per day.
That's tough.
It's a regional meet, allegedly.
Oh.
I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, I would think you'd have multiple sessions in one, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
to qualify
fun.
people for nationals who don't have a high enough dots. And I was kind of disappointed in what I saw.
You think that they don't have a lot of people registering for it, maybe?
I have no idea.
That is strange.
I would think you would like overplan, and if you don't fill it, then okay, you can
So be it.
scale it back.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have no idea.
Go bigger before
Like
you
the
go smaller.
APO one, the national one I'm going to is a 3-day thing, and there's different sessions each day.
Right. Is it for different weight classes or just different types of lifting?
Different classes, different divisions. So I think the first one is the masters and maybe women for equipped, I think, and then second day is men equipped, I think, or something, and then or maybe the open one is the third. I don't know. I compete on the third day.
Gotcha.
I think,
Okay.
is what it is.
Those are all
maybe I compete on the second day.
Those are all broadcasted, aren't they?
Probably. I don't know. The WPO is the only one that's ever been on ESPN, so that's why I was like, let me join this federation.
Alex is like, give me my TV time real quick, folks.
Well, the APO is the American version of the WPO, and I think what they're doing, the reason nationals is so early, is if you win at nationals, I think you get to go compete internationally at the WPO.
What if you won something and then you just shouted out Al Ghul performance right there on television? Be like, Al Ghul!
I won't need to do that. It's okay.
No, but it'd be funny.
Right? I need like a fucking A war call is what I need.
Just do the lee from SpongeBob.
Yeah, maybe.
Lee.
But yeah, I think they just had their second meet this last weekend, which Anthony did. When we'll talk to him about on Saturday. 'Cause
Holy
he just
cow,
set an
yeah.
all-time world record.
Yeah.
264 or 268 or something.
Single play, right?
Yeah.
God bless, dude. That's a man. That was a lot of weight.
I can't wait to hear the differences in the single and multiplayer. You know what I hate about people is they think they take away from equipped lifting because they think the equipment is like doing it all for them.
No.
I'm like, no, it actually
It's
probably
not.
adds another layer of difficulty because you actually have to be able to understand how to use the fucking equipment.
It's a skill. It's just
I think so.
I have watched too many videos of people misgrooving things to be like, yeah, that looks easy. No, it looks terrible.
Well, especially on a bench when you could just crush your face. Have you seen that video of Kenny Patterson?
I turned it off before it happened. I was like, I can't do
it's
this.
On West Side versus the World.
I know. I fast forward it every time. I'm like, nope. I can't handle that stuff.
Is way worse than that.
I can't handle that stuff, dude. I don't like it. I don't like those.
Knee just blowing up is.
I can't. I don't like those videos. I don't like when people send them to me.
I've seen the leg press ones, which are by far the worst ones.
Those are the worst.
So easy to use.
Those are the worst. Okay,
I saw one lady on a selectorized, right? Didn't even look like it was loaded that heavy. Locked both the knees out at the top, and they both went the opposite direction.
Oh, Simply Too Deep is here. Yeah, that's terrible.
Simply Too Deep came back to ask some questions. Excellent.
Hello, my friend. Welcome back.
Did you finally get some roadhead or something from the missus out in public or what, dude?
Oh man, we need an update. Doing good, guys. How about yourself? We're good, dude.
Watch, you got a ticket for indecent exposure or something crazy. First time trying it.
Dude, my wife and I had this sick cabin for this last weekend. It was awesome.
We don't need any details, man.
I'm not gonna give any details, but the cabin itself was really cool.
I'm sure, because you spent all your time in it.
Well, we went golfing and stuff too.
Golfing?
Yeah.
I guess it was for your birthday, huh?
Yes, the morning. Wait, what? Yes, the morning? LOL? I don't.
He tried the outdoor adventure in the morning when there's less people out. Was that what he's saying?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But yeah, so I guess I'm like a powerlifting guru now. I don't know if I'd call myself a guru.
We already knew that.
I don't think so.
We already knew that.
I need to get stronger. All my lifts have felt really good, surprisingly, so that's cool. I don't know why, but
the speed is up, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how. It doesn't make any sense from a theoretical, scientific standpoint, but you know.
Maybe it's just more efficient.
Maybe, or I just have more, I don't know, more motor units I can regroup.
The connection's better.
What makes no sense is the squat is a completely different form almost, and I still crushed it.
Once again, thanks for answering my goofy question from the other day. My example sounded unrealistic, but just making conversation. So it was a real scenario.
You should live my life if you think that's unrealistic. Everything I do is unrealistic and doesn't make any sense, but it somehow happens.
No, you've prepared.
But yeah, so with my bands, I PR'd everything by at least 7 pounds or so at the top. I don't know if that counts for anything, but I thought it was nice to know I took 12 weeks off and I could handle a higher stimulus at a certain part of the range of motion than I was doing previously. So that was nice.
Hey, the number goes up, the number goes up.
Yeah, but you know how that works. Like it deloads obviously at the bottom. So
yeah,
it's like,
with bands it is a little tricky because you never know how the bottom's gonna go for you. You're always like, yeah.
But like the deadlift, I felt good because it was 515 at the top. So grinding through that, I think was good. And then squats was 475 at the top.
That was
bench was 315 at the top.
Did you get the last deadlift off the floor that you missed, or was it halfway?
Fuck no. At the meet, no, my hips were wrecked.
You're just done.
They were smoked, dude. Getting 507 was a little rough.
That's good. That's good.
That's why I got deficits in the program now.
Oh,
no,
God.
You want to talk about humbling? I did a 2-rep max on those after my 1-rep max with the bands. I think I got 375 or 395.
Well, how 3-inch deficit? What'd you use? 3?
Yeah, 3 is the hardest for me.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah, deficit deadlifts.
I tried a 2 and I tried a 3, and the 2 was kind of hard, and then I did the 3, and I go, oh fuck, that's way worse.
It's awful. It feels like the bar is never gonna go. You have 0 leg drive. 0.
No, I have a decent amount. It's just like as you're coming up, all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? Like what I would normally think is in the middle is like just the beginning of being parallel, and
You're
I'm like,
actually just
Jesus
pulling it off the.
Christ.
Yeah, you're just to the floor. You just made it to the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah. And then I did some of those banded RDLs for a 5 rep max.
Mm.
That was pretty brutal.
So you're
That
working
day
the
was pretty, yeah.
you're working the very very bottom, and you're working the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like there's some method to my madness.
Yeah, for those of you who want to work on the lockout of any specific lip, throw some bands on your thing, and you will.
And like on bench press, I'm doing, a
Those
floor
purples,
press basically. Those purples, dude, those were nasty.
they are
Those were
nasty.
that was kind of fun. I like that. I got
When
2 chains in the morning to start for the next microcycle.
yeah,
So
when you get to the top, you're just like, oh my god, I don't think I can lock this out. It's like it's not moving. It's like
although maybe I should do 3 chains and jump it down to 2 chains afterward. I'm trying to decide.
ooh. So go 3 and then back off sets essentially.
No, so each microcycle has a different form of accommodating
Oh,
resistance.
I'm with you now. Okay.
So I
Yep.
start with the heaviest stuff in the beginning, and I'm trying to get closer to straight weight at the end because my
Right.
peaking cycle will be all straight weight with some
Right.
band work afterwards.
Someone asked
Right.
me
So like,
that the other day. They're like, "What's the closest thing I can get to straight weight when it comes to accommodating resistance?" I'm like, "Well, chains would be better than
chains.
bands would be, but
I mean, just because the bands exponentially change, but motherfucker, do they help you lock out and push through those fucking shitty points?
if you have a really crappy point in any point of your lift and you want to work on it, just put some bands from on a lift and from that mid to top.
Dude, is fucked up when I did the 475 at the top on the squat. I was like worried because the other ones were kind of heavy. I fucking smoked that. I was like, what the fuck happened? I think it's the knee sleeves. They don't like kick in until 475 at the
Right.
top. I don't know. I have no idea.
Or they're just greater amount of tension, maybe? I don't know.
Also, you know how you fix stripper squats that I've been doing recently?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking SSBs with no handles.
Oh.
Fixes that whole problem. It gets your whole back into this fucking extension and it fucking rock and roll.
I have taken the handles. All the handles are coming off my SBBs because I'm just like I'm done. I'm
It works so much better that way.
yeah. I ever
I
since we
think
talked to Nate about it and you guys mentioned that and I was like that makes so much more sense. I'm like because I see so many turtlebacks when people use the SSB and I'm just like I'm so tired
I
of
hate
it.
it. And like Anthony will do it with no hands, which
Yeah.
I think is not bad, which I'm almost doing. I just rest my hands on the side. But the idea is to pull everything back. So you're in this position, like, but you can still rotate and rest your hands there.
Well, I get tired of saying like chest up and like, but then I realize like, well, it's not really their fault. They're just doing what their body's defaulting to because they're grabbing the handle and pulling themselves down. So then when you put their hands back up here, it just kind of defaults them back into that upright position. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah, it's funny when I show people it and I'm doing it with no hands and it's just resting on my back. They're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, your back should be tight enough that you don't need your hands.
correct.
Yeah. Like I have a lady, she's 55 and she's like, came to me because she wanted to get a knee replacement. I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, we don't have to do that. I go, it's been 6 weeks. And she literally on her check-in, she's like, my quality of life is so much better in 6 weeks. So I was like, holy shit. But we're doing squats and she had a bit of a stripper squat. And then I put her on the SSB to a box to find parallel. So this is 2 things I do with powerlifters now. We'll do an SSB as an auxiliary to a box to hit parallel. Regular form, not west side form. I don't care about the west side thing.
Just get down to
They're not squatting in a suit, but get to parallel so you know where it is every time and get that fucking SSB on your back so you're engaging your back the whole time.
Find that hip crease.
Dude, you want to talk about a subjective thing, becoming a ref for this shit?
Have you been taking the rules test and you're just kind of like, oh God.
Well, it's so much higher than I anticipate.
Oh, really?
Well, because you got to think like just the hip joint, the crease has to just dip below the knee. So like when you watch Anthony's world record, someone told me that wasn't parallel. I go, no, it was. It's just most people don't know how high parallel actually is.
Right.
Especially like if you wear black.
Yeah, it's hard to see it.
Crease.
Yeah.
Like good luck. But
well, and he's done a good enough job, obviously, at the level he's at, where he's like, he knows where. With that amount of weight on your back, you better know.
Ones, it's hard to tell, right? Yeah. Like you don't know what you're looking at, and when they have so much muscle, like a quad sweep,
dude, his quads. Oh my God,
it doesn't look like it's getting below that, but you got to look at it's the joints that we're trying to look at.
Right.
So the hip joint's going to be in the middle of the thigh. It's not going to be at the top of the thigh.
Yep.
And then the knee joint is going to be near the top of the thigh because that's where you're bending.
Right.
So.
Yep.
it's a fascinating thing. But yeah, I got to mail in my test. I finished filling it out. That was pretty enlightening.
Easy peasy.
I think it's very similar to most federations.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So
I
yeah,
think
I'll be a referee and a state chair. How about
maybe I
that?
just need to apply for the APO one here in Missouri.
I mean, if you want to host meets, I guess you gotta get a monolift.
That may give me a reason to get a monolift.
There you go. Cool 5Gs.
Yeah. Nice and easy. There's a guy in Arkansas close here that makes them actually. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would like to get mine from Nate, I think, so I could have my logo on it.
Right? That'd be sick. Yeah. Hey, might be worth it. I don't know. Put a down payment on one. Let's go. All right.
Something to look forward to, I suppose. But yeah, so I get to bench in the morning. That's pretty fun. I just did some conditioning work. These supersets for conditioning I like much better than steady state cardio.
Well, there's not much that isn't better than steady state cardio. Let's be honest.
I know. I was just, I was trying to, vary it because I don't like doing that shit every day. And who would have thought you can use weights to condition yourself?
Who would have thought?
I will say these workouts make me hungry as fuck.
Yeah, I bet.
Deadlift day, I crushed 4,400 calories.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you're just putting yourself through it, and then you're putting yourself through it again.
Well, the accessory work is like a metabolic hypertrophy, so it's not super stressful, but it does make you hungry.
Makes you hungry. Well, yeah, because your muscles are probably like, "Hey, dude, we don't have anything left. Can you fill us back up, please?"
But I eat 2,000 calories in between workouts.
God,
tell me I don't have anything left.
That's just a refill. Come on now, like you're refilling what you already depleted, and then you're.
The crazy part is my practices. So the first session with warm up takes me like an hour 40.
God bless.
It's like 30 minutes of warm up and like 110 minutes of lifting.
Unbelievable.
Roughly. So trying to stay in shape, man. I've recovered pretty well. Yesterday was the worst recovery I've had since I started. I got all the way down to 73% somehow because I only got 4 hours of sleep.
Yikes.
Oopsies.
Wow.
All right, we're back up to 88% today.
We're back onto the recovery matters conversation.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that I think my recovery was so good majority of the time before was this right before bed.
What's that? It's blurry. Oh,
that
the
is
yogurt.
A pound of yogurt, sir, that I have left to eat because I already crushed the first pound. Yes, everyone, I eat 2 pounds of yogurt a day on average.
For those of you concerned, no, he'll be fine.
Everyone goes, doesn't that bother your stomach? I'm like, what, because of all the probiotics?
Yeah, no.
I'm like, what? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never had any yogurt bother me ever. I'm like, no.
I think it's because of the probiotics, because too much dairy sucks.
That's fair.
But
I still don't think it's.
But I seem to notice if I eat this right before bed, I recover better than the days I don't.
Dude, I've just been pounding that sleep stuff lately.
The deep sleep stuff or the other three?
Just the other three. Oh my God. It's just incredible. I'll wake up at like 4 a.m. just hopped up, ready to go. Like I'll pop out of bed like, yeah, I'm good. 6-7 hours, no big deal. I'm good.
Yeah, well, when you can actually get into a parasympathetic state and relax.
People always ask like, when should you take it? And I'm like, oh, I take mine about an hour before.
Post-workout and before you go to bed.
Post-workout's been a big one too.
I had to switch from the glycinate post-workout though, because that shit gets me so drowsy.
I do it. I just keep it the same on days that I do big lifts. That's when I do it. And then.
Well, I use the X Endurance because it has different magnesium in it. Mm-hmm. So like I'll take that with the taurine and theanine for post-workout.
Easy peasy. Feeling good.
And then that deep sleep stuff I get from them, I think that stuff is super legit.
Easy breezy cover girl.
Like that's the one thing I'll notice when my recovery jumps up to like 95%. I'm like, whoa, what happened here?
That's awesome. It's so cool that there's stuff out there like that. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, oh, this thing's awesome.
Yeah.
But then there's so much. I think people are hesitant to take supplements because there's so many gimmicky stuff out there that they get worried. Yeah. They're like, well, I don't really know what I'm taking. Well, I mean.
Well, when testosterone's cheaper than protein powder.
Hey, here's a question that came up. Someone that takes vegetable protein or plant protein. They were like, it really hurts my stomach. Why does this hurt my stomach compared to like whey protein or something like that?
Probably has a bunch of fucking added shit to it.
I'm like, well, because it's
Someone was telling me yesterday they were looking at different protein powders at the local grocery store, and most of them had added sunflower oil to them, which added more fat
check your
and
label.
didn't really increase the protein.
Check your label, everyone. Check your label.
I honestly, go ahead.
Do you eat? You don't supplement protein? Yeah.
I mean, Fairlife Core Power is 42 grams.
And it's good. The label on that thing's good.
Well, it's ultra filtered, so I don't think you get any of the lactose.
No.
Like that's one thing that I will consume, and it doesn't make my stomach feel like shit, and seems to work pretty well.
You don't have any protein suggestions for people out there that are supplementing? Do you have any good brands other than yogurt? Because not everyone likes to eat 6 pounds of yogurt like you.
It fucking works, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not saying
You
it
add some
doesn't.
granola to that, you get all your aminos that you need, and there's a good chance it'll rebuild tissue.
Wonder if you
That's the thing I don't think most people understand is when we talk about the body and efficiency, if all, I think it's 21 or 22 aminos are not present for it to rebuild tissue,
won't matter.
it's not going to.
Especially if you're not getting essential aminos too. Like that's really bad when you're missing out on those.
Well, from my understanding, essentials are not going to build tissue.
Nope. But
essentials are necessary because you can't extract those from anything else.
Right. They're like key performance and like hormone regulation though, aren't they?
I mean, aminos all do different things. They have various tasks that they're used for.
I thought that's why those were essential.
The essential ones, well, you can't get them from anything else.
Right.
Like other than the non-essential ones, you can make from other shit, basically. You can have like alternatives or derive it from different things. Essential ones, not so much. But complete proteins, as they're called, is all the aminos you need to rebuild tissue. And the idea behind that being, if you're ingesting complete proteins, the likelihood of your body, dead animals or something that was about to be living.
I just wanted you to say it because
it appalls everybody. Everybody gets so appalled when I say it. I'm like, what do you mean? That's what it is.
But that's why plant proteins aren't as effective. They don't.
Yeah, so like back to the efficiency thing, everything your body does is based off of how efficient it is to do that process. So if you're adding in a bunch of aminos, that's why I never really did this before, is because you have to make complete proteins out of it. Well, the way I look at it now, if I have extra aminos floating around from that, then all the complete proteins I eat more likely are going to be used for rebuilding tissue because they don't have to fucking tear them down and do shit with them.
Right.
There's already free aminos floating around from other shit.
They're just chilling. Yeah. There's like a reserve almost.
Exactly.
Yep.
But like everyone knows what BCAAs are, and their job primarily during lifting is to help with muscle contractions. And that is when you run out of glycogen, then you start using the branched chain amino acids. And people will be like, well, I don't really do anything. And I'm like, I think I'm calling bullshit on that because I used to take amino pills. And every time I would take them, I would get leaner than I would not taking them.
Yes, 1000%.
Therefore, those ones breaking down were doing something that was not happening prior. And I think the meat that I was eating was being more utilized properly.
People are always worried about BCAAs. And I'm like, why? They're fine.
I don't know that you need those three specifically that much. But an amino supplement, I don't think is going to hurt.
It's not going to hurt anything.
Like Optimum Nutrition makes amino, it's something, but it's all the essentials. You get all the essentials in a delicious little drink. Fucking drink that.
Yeah, just be happy. Drink your little drink and be happy.
Once again, the essentials you can't derive from other things, but usually dead animals or a synthetic source that's created those.
Not the dead animals, no.
Hey, man. It's crazy to me that we made cows. Literally, we created cows, and people feel bad about eating them. I'm like, that's what we made them for.
We made them to be eaten. Sorry.
There are no such thing as wild cows.
Yeah.
Like, civilization got people together to make some animals fuck, and we created a cow. That's what happened. And every time I eat a steak, it just blows my mind that grass turned into that.
It's pretty incredible.
Wow.
Yep. Pretty incredible. It's like, the most abundant resource probably in the world, grass, turns into this thing, and then we get to eat that. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The other thing I don't think people understand is not all protein is equal.
No. And explain that to people, because you'll explain it better than I will. Go ahead.
Well, only a certain amount of each animal gets through the blood-brain barrier and can actually be utilized for nutritional purposes. whey being the most efficient one, ironically enough, and then fish, and then chicken, and then beef, and then way down there is pork. So that one's kind of shit.
Come on. I love pork
I know.
sometimes.
I mean, it's fair, but it's like on a scale of 100, and I think it goes like weighs like 104
Ooh, now I'm
somehow.
curious.
Like, and then you have fish is like 96, chicken is 92, I think, beef is 86, pork is 76.
Protein efficiency ratio.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Let's look at it.
The other thing I learned from Mr. Huberman a couple weeks ago is 25% of the calories you derive from protein get used on the thermodynamic effect of converting it into a usable source.
That was a cool video.
Yeah. So that's, whatever you think you're eating in protein, take 25% of that and you're not using that for. And the other fucked up thing, I think it's like, don't quote me on this one because I'm sure I'll be wrong, but it's like 10 to 15% of what you ingest is actually used for building tissue.
Yep.
So
That sounds about right.
And then like the most genetically gifted people in the world can put on like 21 grams of muscle a day. So not even an ounce.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
What the hell? Nope, this is not. That's a dog article. Nope, don't want that one.
But the dogs, Nathan. Speaking of
But-
which, wonder if that's good meat.
Eh,
You know what everyone gets freaked out about here is horses. You can't eat horses here for whatever reason.
makes sense.
I mean, no, it doesn't. It's just an animal.
Based on corrected PER, the foods with the best protein quality were egg, sirloin beef, lamb, and chicken breast, which were significantly different from milk powder, beef liver, and beef round. Oh, this is just some stupid study. Never mind.
That's the other thing. Studies are terrible usually.
Yeah, because the variables are too hard to.
Well, and they're not testing for the things we want to know.
Yeah. Well, you can calculate this protein efficiency ratio. Gain in body mass in grams divided by protein intake.
Nice. But yeah, I think it's awesome that all these studies are coming out now, like verifying all the bro science we've known for decades.
Well, these people weren't getting large for no reason.
I mean, I've always looked to the extreme winners, and when it comes to body composition, there are no more extreme winners than professional bodybuilders.
No, they win every time.
Mhm.
They're probably doing all right. They've kind of got it dialed in.
When it comes to training athletes, you would think it would be dumb to have them do powerlifting, but at the same time, how do you produce more force than a powerlifter? Oh, you don't.
You don't.
Like I was telling the college kids, they're like, well, would you have athletes do powerlifting? You go, fuck yeah, I would.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
especially if they have good technique in the gym, no issues.
Well, weight power is a definition of mass divided by or mass times force times acceleration. So it's like you have to be able to put out force in the first place because even if you can accelerate a small mass, it doesn't produce much power. So it's like there's a fine line. And if your output of force is obviously higher, then you're hopefully have more to pull from when you actually gain the ability to produce the power that you want to see displayed. Right. So that's what, okay. So example, I had two kids in here jumping onto a box jump, and one of them has been with me about a year and a half, almost 2 years. And his squat numbers, bench numbers, all that stuff, every deadlift number has went way up. And he started jumping on a 36-inch box when he came here. And now he's standing box jumped at 52 yesterday. And then the other kid has only been in here for 6 months. Yes, his numbers have went up, but they're still hundreds of pounds below this other kid. And the kid that jumped on the 52 weighs 185 pounds, and the kid that jumped on the 44 weighs 165 pounds. And he's like, why can he jump on an 8-inch higher box than me? I'm like, well, his force output is higher than yours, like significantly.
Yeah, he just naturally has to produce more force to be in that body.
Right. So I'm like, what's going to happen to you though? He's only been with me 6 months, 4 months, 5 months. But anyway, I'm like, what's going to happen to you when your force outputs go higher? And we continue to do obviously dynamic effort stuff as well with jumps and things like that. I'm like, you're going to be jumping on a 52 in a year and a half. So like, it just takes time, but force is king. Like you have to be able to produce force, obviously.
I make all these poor girls do jumps, and they're like, we're doing jumps. I go, yeah, we're doing fucking jumps.
Yeah, we are. Yep. Yeah.
Those broad to box jumps, dude.
They're brutal.
Those are, yeah.
You talk about an abrupt stop to stop the force output. Like you're just like you stick in the ground, and then everything feels like it comes right with
And you
you right
still want to
after.
be carried forward when you jump on the
Yeah,
box.
yeah. You're
It's
like,
fucked
I
up.
can't stop, and then you try to reverse it, and you're like, I'm not moving.
Like when I demonstrated, I have to like, because I'll try not to do my max one, right? And it'll fucking try to take me past the box.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's tough. It's very, very tough. Broad jumps in general are hard for kids. Also, I think.
Yeah, I had one girl have to do them because we were at the rec center at the school and there was no boxes available. So I was like, all right, we'll just broad jump. And she had a really tough time coming to a complete stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it would be a double hop or like 1 foot moves or.
So producing a ton of force, but can't absorb a ton of force.
Yeah, because she deadlifts around 300 pounds.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's impressive.
at
So
165. Yeah.
you can learn a lot about people's outputs and inputs just by watching them do specific things. Big time.
I was like listening to Voodoo Power Talk. I was like, if you can't absorb it, it's gonna be really hard for you to produce it. And I go, oh, that's fucking brilliant. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Well, and the
Like, I got
time to reverse it, it's going to take much longer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to 39-inch depth drop the other day. That
How's
wasn't
that?
bad. It wasn't too bad.
Didn't ring you too much?
A little bit. That's why I just kind of stopped there. I was like, I need to adapt and get used to it. Dude, I had my strongman do the broad jump to box jump, and his fucking dorsiflexion on 1 foot didn't even work after that because his tibialis was so fucked.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
He's like, I can't pick up my foot. I go, oh, we wrecked your tibialis.
Well, he weighs how much? And he's accelerating that
300.
mass? Yeah.
Yeah.
From how high of a box?
I think we made it just to 24.
Oh, God, still.
So we were broad jumping into it, like broad jump like 6 or 7 feet into a 24-inch jump
So
above.
probably at least 1,000 pounds of Newton force hitting the ground.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he's a big dude.
If you did the math on it based on time, yeah, it has to be close.
Yeah.
9.8
Having the
meters
big
per
guys
second.
do jumps, that's where it gets a little weird.
Well, if you think what you did, so how much do you weigh, right?
200.
So 200, and you
205.
fell from a greater a meter, so it accelerated for a second.
Yeah.
So 9.8
Well, that,
times.
I mean, yeah, the broad jumps, I'm jumping, I think, 8 feet. Then I did it onto a 30-inch box. And I don't like our 30-inch boxes. They scare the shit out of me because they tip.
Are they
So
the
it's
Rogue
like-
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not great. You need to get the rep ones.
Thank you. I know.
Dude, they're so nice.
I just want fucking Fahey's device that he showed everybody in Wisconsin.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
what I want.
Is it beautiful? I didn't see that.
I don't know. He hasn't told anybody. I was waiting for a fucking update in the chat because he exposed it at this conference and he didn't tell anybody anything.
So Brian Bot's the only one that's got the inside loop on that.
Yeah, he's got the scoop on it.
Gosh, we need to get him on the podcast.
'Cause he's like 120 coaches saw it in Wisconsin. We're like, dude, quit fucking telling us this. Tell us what it is already.
Don't be a jackass. Come on, Fahey. All right. Episode 2 with Fahey coming soon. We need to figure out.
Whenever he releases that thing, I want him to come promote it because that thing sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You can test multiple jumps at the same time.
Yeah, that should be great. Maybe I'll hold off then and just buy that.
That's what I'm going to do. Me and Cooper, I think, are going to go halvesies on it.
Because I was going to buy the plyo mat, but then I'm like, eh.
That's what I was going to do with Cooper. And then I was like, wait a minute, Cooper. Fahey says these things are trash and he's made something better.
That's a bold statement because those things are good.
Not according to what he's devised.
Well, it's with Fahey.
His is like a portable thing that you can take with you.
That's incredible. I can't wait to see it.
It's got to be lasers.
Has to be, right? Because that's probably a more accurate reading.
It's the only thing that would make sense that you could do it with multiple people at the same time.
What if you
He was saying in the chat, like you could have kids line up and do it and they would be able to test them.
What if it's just like this big thing that has this laser that goes up and you just jump through it?
Right, like it's a tower, just a big laser that goes all the way. That'd be dope.
And it's just measuring displacement of the light. That'd be sick.
I mean, that would work, right?
Yeah.
In
I mean, theory.
I just don't know how you would get it to test multiple people. That's what he was talking about. He's like, you won't have to do one kid at a time anymore.
Maybe it's just a long series of lasers.
I have no idea.
You put one over there and you put a laser over here and you put them all in the laser and they can just jump.
Oh, like a horizontal and a vertical one?
Yeah.
It makes like a fucking grid?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That would be crazy.
That would be cool.
Huh.
Maybe
Do you know that Wi-Fi can map out your whole room?
Sure can, because your Roomba has to know that or whatever they are.
A lot of things can do it though. How creepy is that you can use Wi-Fi as like a fucking infrared like thing to see what's in the room?
You can have alarm systems do that now with your Wi-Fi.
Well, no, just the Wi-Fi stuff itself you can use to do that. Like the
Oh,
Wi-Fi technology will read the room and show you what's in it.
that's spooky.
So like it's got to be something like that for Fahey. I feel like it's got to
Right.
be
Yeah. Which would make it portable as well. I mean,
right.
All right. Now we got to get him on. All right. Call him up. Call him up right now. Let's get him on the phone.
I was gonna wait for him to release it and then he could fucking. 'Cause he's so
Uh,
tight-lipped about it. Everyone keeps asking about this stupid fucking movie, and he just keeps talking about this goddamn thing that's gonna make jump mats obsolete. And I'm like, what is it, Fahey? Show me. Show me the money.
it's got to be
Because like,
good.
did you listen to that one message he posted in there? He's like, yeah. So
No.
for marketing, if you want to be able to get a lot of people to buy your stuff, talk about it on Monday through Friday when they're at work, so they can buy it when they have nothing to do. I'm
There
like,
you go.
fucking brilliant.
That's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Fahey has a brilliant mind. That's for sure.
That dude, yeah, he's fucking some next level shit.
He's a marketing maniac for sure.
He's definitely good at that, but like his knowledge for training is crazy. Like all that time he spent at Westside definitely is paying huge dividends.
It's just a sponge. He's absorbing it. That's all
And
he
he's
was-
been around it his whole life, right? Like, could you imagine being a kid and Dave Tate shows up to your house to do a seminar?
Yeah, man. That story is bonkers. Yeah, Dave
I mean, I
Tate's
get
in
it.
my
I've done
basement.
seminars. Sometimes you just got to fucking his garage, right? Like fucking humid garage. With,
Yeah.
His dad had like 2 monoliths in.
Yeah. Wasn't it flooded out or super hot or something? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
No.
muggy and humid and terrible.
Dave Tate's like, yeah, whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I mean, I get it. I'm in those beginning stages of just putting shit together and trying to figure it out.
Well, you seem like you're obviously on the right track, or at least
I have
trying.
no idea what track I'm on. I'm just fucking hurling through space on this rock with everyone else and
The attempt.
figuring out what's going on.
Yeah, I've been around the sun 32 times on this rock now. So
Right. Yeah, I'm almost completed time 34. Halfway there.
it's crazy.
Almost.
By the way, nice baller pic on Instagram the other day. You look like a
You like that?
little Alex baller, baby.
Sophomore year, man. I think that was.
That needs to be your training picture for sure.
Well, it's actually kind of cool because everybody thinks I've just always been like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you can clearly tell by that picture I've not.
No, no.
Like,
Alex was a little
That was
smaller.
minimal
back then.
working out.
Yeah,
He still jumped back then, though.
He was a basketball body.
Yeah, there was no mass
No mass equals no gas.
and no facial hair.
Yeah, that's the one that shocked me. I was like, this guy.
The crazy thing is, if I shaved, I'd still look like that.
It looks just like, I was like, oh yeah, I absolutely see it. Like this is definitely Alex, but
Everyone I went to high school with, they always go, "Why do you still look the same?" I'm like, "Well, I don't get shit faced all the time, so that has a big carryover."
yeah, I can imagine that's fairly drastically probably gonna improve or disimprove some things. So, you know.
Yeah, man, hanging out with high school friends, they're still doing the same things we did 18 years ago every weekend.
I have friends from high school that I would still call friends, but we just don't obviously see each other very often. But yeah,
But when you do, it's the same thing, right? It's like nothing's changed.
I hate. Ugh. Okay, if you listen to this podcast and you're one of my friends from high school, I'm not knocking on you. I just hate doing the pleasantry talk. Like I haven't seen you in 5 to 10 years, and then I see you, and I'm like, oh yeah, I hate that. Like it makes me so
I went to
uncomfortable.
a Super Bowl party with all my high school friends, and nobody talked to me actually somehow. I don't know how I got away with that, but it was just everyone getting shit faced. So I'm like,
Yeah,
Sunday, what are we doing?
I'm way over that part of my life. Like I'm just
And then they're like wondering, they're like, you don't drink? I'm like, not really.
yeah. I
Like we are 7 weeks into the new year, and I've drank once.
I drank with Bill at the Super Bowl. Me and Bill,
I might drink in Vegas while we're doing all that stuff, which reminds me, I gotta call that fucking hotel and cancel my reservation. I emailed them and they haven't emailed me back.
I'd say they're probably pretty busy.
They're not. They just suck.
They're
Aaron
fighting.
was even saying how much they suck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like trying to get information from them, and they're just. I don't think they're very good customer service.
New
wise.
location for the next one.
Possibly. You gonna go to the after party at the barber shop?
I didn't fill out the form, so I failed. I forgot to fill out the form.
Did we only have one day or what?
It said today, so I didn't fill it out.
Oh fuck, I didn't fill it out either then.
I
But
forgot
that place
to.
is dope. It's a hidden speakeasy in a barber shop
It looks
in the
sick.
Cosmopolitan.
It looks sick. I need to
I
just
bet
fill
he'd
the
still
form
let us
out.
fill it
I'm
out.
gonna fill it out just in case, but we should do that right
Yeah,
now.
'cause I
Actually,
would go.
here I'm gonna pull it up.
Right.
Completely forgot.
Do it while we're on the podcast.
I mean, hey, whatever.
Dude, I've been so fucking busy. It's I forget to wipe my own ass half the time.
You have been a difficult man to reach, that's for sure. I've been waiting for replies in between, which is fine. Like I'm like, good for him, man. This is what he wanted. Like I'm excited. It's awesome.
I mean, yeah, it's something, all right.
It's something, he says.
When it's so much that I don't even know how to like fucking handle it, it's like
Do,
wow, okay.
do you want to attend the Real Coaches after party at 10:30? Yes. If you answered yes to the, are you comfortable contributing 150 to cover admission, drinks, etc.? Are we comfortable with this?
I am.
Yes. If you answered no to the above about contributing, but you
You'd
still want
be
to
on your
attend,
own for admission and drinks. Yes, yes, and yes.
yes, done.
Go, Aram.
We
Thanks
took
for
the
taking this
survey.
All right. Hey, Survey Monkey. I mean, he's cool. I think he'd still let us do it. So
He probably didn't. He probably had a lot of people like us, procrastinators, that didn't do it. And now
I just, I read it in the middle of the day, and then I was obviously
that's
doing 95 other things at the same time. So
exactly what happened to me. I was like, oh, I'll get back
like,
to that. Nope.
I know I'm busy when my programming starts to fucking be discombobulated. That's when I know I'm busy. When I forget to write people's programs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gotten to the point where I have to like check every day now. I'm like, fucking just do it every day.
Yep.
Which I don't necessarily like to do, but
I do most of that on Friday.
I used to do it all on Sunday, but now I have seemed to like this Sunday I get to work out at 3 a.m. because I got to be at this meet at 6.
Well, nobody fills my checkout or my check-in out, so I just do it on Friday now. And I'm like, oh, okay. If you got problems during the week, then just let me know.
Oh, you mean nobody fills your check-ins either?
Can't help you. I can't help you if you don't give me all the stuff. Like I can't change variables.
I run into the same problem. I don't understand what the fuck it is.
So I'm just like,
Like, and there's only like 5 questions on mine that you have to answer.
right. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't know. It just gets. I get the
It is
email
cool when
now.
I get one like I got from this lady, and she's like, "Tell me about a win." She's like, "The quality of life I have is so much better."
The knee
Like I
thing's
can walk
huge.
downstairs. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, she was in that bad of shape. Like her knees were hurting her.
Oh
that
yeah,
bad.
yeah. I actually have to do the same thing with my nephew because he's got no internal rotation on his tibia on one side at 11 years old.
Oh no. I wonder what causes
Yeah,
that.
he's wrestling pretty hard. He's an athlete, so I think he overcompensates with his hip and ankle.
Just life. Yeah. I had
Well,
a
like my
lady.
brother, like, how the fuck does that happen? I go, at some point it wasn't doing it, and then you just compensate around it until it becomes an issue.
I had a lady come in, or I have a lady that I train here, and she brought her mom in one time, and she's like, hey, can you just work with my mom on her knees when she comes and sees you? She's in town, and she just wants her knees to feel better. And I was like, oh yeah, I can put her through this tibial stuff and see what she says. And she's like, she's probably in her 60s, I would imagine. And she was like, my knees have never felt better. And I was like, we can do this all the time if you want. Like, just because you go home doesn't mean we can't keep doing this. She was like, well, I don't know. And so
it's weird that people have this like fear of working.
I don't know what her hang up was, but it was cool.
Doing the work. Everyone's hang up is doing the work.
It was cool to see though, because she was just but I was just like, well, we can make this like stick. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to do it a lot to stick. Like I've been helping my mom with her shoulder for the last 6 or 7 months.
Right.
Going from thinking, like I told her, I go, if you go to the doctor, they're going to try and replace it. I go, we can fix it, but you have to do work.
Right. Yeah.
And she found the minimum effective dose is once a week.
I've just found that when people have like these doctors telling them that they need MCL or this is torn or that is torn or this is slightly strained or this or that, and it's like, well, if I convince them to like just try FRC for even a month and then they go back for a checkup or a follow-up, or they don't even have to go back for a checkup or a follow-up, they're like, this feels way better already, I can walk. Like I'm like, yeah.
I've been helping my brother, my oldest brother. He had a half knee replacement on one side, and the other side they were going to try and do the same thing.
Oof.
and we started doing FRC stuff, and we're like, what are we? Maybe 5 months in, and he's like, yeah, it feels completely different. I go, yeah, man. Like, if you don't use this shit, you lose it. Like, that's how it works.
How often do you target that area per week with him? Pretty much
He's
every
doing it
day.
like every day
Yeah,
on his own. I see him. I let him come to the gym 3 days a week, and we do stuff. But
cool.
like, it's 2 days of lifting with a little bit of FRC, and then 1 day of just FRC on knees and hips.
Yeah, just hit those problem areas.
Like, he couldn't get his foot to a 20-inch box when we started, and now he can clear it fairly easily.
Wow.
His hips were so bad.
Ooh, I had a girl jumping in here the other day that her jump wasn't the problem, it was her hips. I was like, your hips have no mobility. We got to fix your hips. They don't go
My
up.
girl that's going to nationals has the same problem.
Yeah.
She was deadlifting last night and used her back, and it spasmed. I'm like, oh no. And now I'm like, okay, well, we got to teach you how to deadlift again, and then we have to like I was having her do the lumbar twist.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't pull out of the stretch at any degree of like stretch.
Just couldn't move.
Just couldn't feel it. I'm like, you can't feel you like. She would get it every so often to like start doing it, but did not have that control to untwist herself.
That's weird.
I'm like, wow, okay.
That's really weird. Yeah.
And like in 90, little to no control of like she doesn't feel anything in the hips, all in the hamstrings.
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. People are like, sometimes will be like that. They're like, where am I supposed to feel this? My knee? My hamstring?
She's
I'm like,
pulled 390 off the ground before with this lack of control in her hips, and I'm like, you're gonna be a monster.
can you imagine when those things actually work?
Right.
Right? Ooh.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, these kids I'm helping, their bodies suck just as much as the adults.
Well, the girl that can't jump, she's a pitcher, softball pitcher. So it's like, well, you've probably just destroyed your hips your entire life, obviously. Just
Well, kind of, but it's also they're sitting and moving in one plane of motion all the time.
that's true. Yeah, school kills. Oh, gosh. Get some standing desks in these schools, people.
Well, and like I was talking about my brother with my nephew, he's like, well, he moves a lot, and I'm like, yeah, I think he does, but if he's not moving properly, does it really matter?
Right.
Like I was watching him walk, and he wasn't paying attention to what his feet were doing, so he'd get like interior or tibial interior rotation, and he'd be like, "Ow, that kind of hurts." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, dude, you're not watching where you're placing your fucking feet."
Yeah.
And like he's of the age he wants cool shoes, and the cool shoes are shit.
They're so bad. Dude, they cause so many like inversion problems, like big time.
I made him go buy some flat shoes yesterday. I made my brother went and made him go buy some flat shoes yesterday because none of his shoes were flat. Like, go get something that's flat and pull the
Yeah.
sled backwards.
Yeah, that's a big one. Pushing those knee, like it'll. Oh, dude, yeah.
Well, when we were doing that, he would turn one way, it wouldn't hurt, and turn the other way, and it would. And I'm like, okay, so one way you're pushing into that internal, like I have him try to internally rotate his tibia. It doesn't move.
Hmm.
Like most people don't have a lot, but this is fucking none.
Yeah, mine's not. That's a tough one for people to understand because they're like, this isn't moving very far, and I'm like, well, it's marginally speaking, it's not going to move a ton.
Mine feels like it moves so far because of my Osgood slaughters. You can watch it.
Do you
Instead
feel
of
it?
watching the tibia, well, you
yeah.
can see it in my knee, right?
Your
It moves left and right. You're like, what the fuck?
Your external rotation is like huge. I'm like,
That was my
geez,
internal. My internal is crazy. I've had good knees for the whole time somehow. I don't know that that was the good joint I had, but
that's yeah. No, most
like
people.
my left hip joint is still shit. I will still get some pain in my sciatic area if I overdo it on like squats or deadlifts now because my stance is wider on my deadlifts. But boy, does that bar fly off the ground now. Oh shit. Thanks, Adam.
Ding.
Yeah.
Thanks, Adam. He fixed
Literally, he changed my stance. So anyone who doesn't deadlift conventionally very well, find a stance that allows you the most hip flexion possible and keep your feet there. Like that is going to give you fucking some power out of the bottom.
I agree with that.
I never thought of it that way, and it makes perfect sense.
No, I've not really contemplated that, but yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, place your feet wherever you can get the most hip flexion, and then boom. Like, I don't know that I'll have issues getting it off the floor as much anymore.
Hip flexion, just power it. Yeah, boom. Yeah.
Well, it's just you're getting more musculature there, right? Like it's lengthening more things. It's fucking like, and I got a lot more adductor out of it.
Yeah, it's got to contract harder then.
It's a pretty good tip.
That makes sense.
And if anyone wears lifters, drive your knees forward first, Also, bring your feet closer together and point your toes
Ooh.
out a little bit more.
You want to help Arlie on his homework?
What's this? I'll probably get an F, dude. And I don't fucking.
It was a question about lifters, because when you said that, it reminded me of his question. So,
What was the question? Is Arlie watching?
no, but I'll
What a pussy.
send in the clip later. He said he got this email and the assignment details were you will need to upload your initial video post. Let's continue our evaluations of weightlifting equipment. This time, let's talk about powerlifting shoes with the rigid heel wedge. What do they do? How does it change the lift? Do the shoes alter which muscles contribute to the lift? Who should or should not consider wearing this style of lifting shoe? So the first question, what do they do, Alex?
What do the lifters do?
What do the lifting shoes do? Yeah.
They put you in, what is it, plantar flexion, which allows you more knee flexion because dorsiflexion is usually a limiting factor of how far your knees can go forward.
Correct. Which would, how would it change the lift?
Well, if you wanted to get more adductor, you would actually bring your feet in and turn your toes out slightly more because the adductor also attaches at the knee like the quad. So the more knee flexion you get, the more you can use your adductors.
Oh, that's it. Sorry, everyone. That's all you get from
Well,
me.
I don't know. What else you want me to say?
I know.
If you want maximal lengthening of the quad and adductor, you would need to drive your knee past your ankle as far as you can. And having your toes pointed slightly out is going to target more of that adductor than if they're pointed forward.
I gave him a simple, I guess I just was like, this seems too simple. I'm like, it's going to give you more knee flexion, which means you're going to use more quad, which means it's more of a quad dominant movement than it is more of biasing other tissue. I'm like, this seems simple, but I thought I was overthinking it. I was like, no, that's what they do. It's like, why would you use a wedge if you don't have the heel? Do the shoes alter which muscles contribute to the lift? Yeah, kind of. We obviously just talked about that. Who should or should not consider wearing this style lifting shoe? Ooh, Alex, why did you switch to them?
Because I squat like an Olympic lifter.
So you use
more quad. Mm-hmm. I'm a knee dominant squatter.
I nailed it, Arlie. Screw you. You don't need Alex. See, I told you, you jackass. I'm not as smart. I'm not as smart, but
Although, the lady
I do
that
know.
I helped, she's more of a hip dominant squatter, and the lifter seemed to help her.
You think everyone would benefit from using them, or no?
It depends. I don't think so. No. Like in a suit, no, you're not going to benefit from lifters if you're using a suit.
I don't think I would benefit from them. My quads are weak. They are not strong. Yeah, those are the type of questions they get at university. It's like, let's have a discussion board about it. Yay. Good old discussion boards day. I don't miss those. Reply to the post and comment on 2 other people's posts to get your credit. Nah, screw you. Are you lost in the sauce right now?
I'm just talking to the president of the club about posts.
El Presidente. El Presidente. I think we should let Alex run for president in 2024.
No, I would never want to do that. Anyone who would be good at it never wants to do it, so definitely not. I would turn into a dictator.
Nah, I don't accept.
Yeah, everyone would have to work out. Everyone would have to fucking have a gratitude journal.
Yes, let's do it. I'm already in.
We just start a commune.
Let's just start a cult.
I mean, that was the keyword was commune. You know?
No, I'm just gonna come out and say it. That's what I told the people at the gym the other day. I was like, you know what we need in Cassville? Let's just form our own cult, build a 20,000 square foot, all live there, and let's just train all day and work there all day long because most of them work at home anyway. So I'm like, you know what? It's go time. Let's do this.
Nice.
Might as well, you know. And then they were like, no, that sounds like a cult. I'm like, yeah, that's okay.
I think that's how the Jonestown thing gets started, right?
Hey, I got the last name for it, so.
Good point.
Maybe I'm his offspring.
That you do. Let's hope not.
Conspiracy theorist? I am Mr. Jones. Do not drink my Kool-Aid.
No, please drink the Kool-Aid. Please.
Oh man.
Kool-Aid. I'm asking you. I'm begging you to drink the Kool-Aid.
What a freaking event in history. Incredible that man convinced that many people to do that.
To go to Africa and do it, nonetheless.
Yeah, like we're not even gonna die here. Let's just go to some random. Oh god, so sad, man.
I mean, charisma's a motherfucker, bro.
Uh-oh.
You get enough charisma, you get
All
anybody to do anything.
If
you get that Riz, as kids call it these days.
Alex has got that Riz. You better watch out, everybody.
Do it.
He's luring you into Algol performance because he's got that
I'm hoping
Riz.
I have enough Riz for that.
I didn't know that's what Riz stood for. Is that the short-term vision? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I learned something today. I didn't know why they were saying Riz. I was like, what the hell? Why?
Yeah, apparently I got the Riz. I don't know.
Ooh.
I mean, when it comes to, women, I might have a silver tongue.
Alex got that Riz. Females, look out. He's going to lure you in with the Kool-Aid.
And really, I've just equated it to when I want something, I can be pretty persuasive.
Ooh.
That's how I've had to get good at sales. I've had to relate it to like talking to chicks. It's the same thing.
How do I convince them they want me?
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone's listening to this and you've not read How to Win Friends and Influence People, it is the best 99 cents you will ever fucking spend in your life. It's amazing how well that works.
It's on my list.
The principles in that book are fucking spot on. Dude, you're missing out.
It's on my list, damn it. I'm trying to read all these awesome books.
Like, I think I'm autistic and just don't like people normally. So that's what I had to use the book for, is to be like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to act. Slightly psychopathic.
This
right?
is
like
normalcy.
And like I have feelings.
Yeah, no, you're the Joker. Deep down inside, you're actually the Joker.
The Joaquin Phoenix one, yeah.
God dang, dude, that movie, that messed me up.
It either messed me up or made me realize how depressed I was.
I was like, I had to go like find something happy right after I watched. I was like, this is sad.
I was on board for him. I was on his page. I'm like, yes, let's do this. This is what we need to do.
Man,
my ex at the time was like, that movie fucked with you. I'm like, I don't know if it fucked with me or just showed me how depressed I was.
I was like, man, is this America? Or is this?
I tend to get energy vampires as significant others, it seems.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was probably because I lacked self-worth.
We just need to have a TED talk over your emotional stuff one day.
Why? I can lay it out for you. It's not a big deal.
Exercise your demons.
Well, don't actually do that, but
oh, you don't? Do you believe in exorcisms, by the way?
I meant exercise them as like the people that go to the gym and crush themselves and just add more stress to their plate.
That's your type of exorcism. Your exorcism isn't when you go to the exercising.
Yeah, I've had to like create a completely alter ego type thing that I deal with when I go work out.
The brain's a powerful tool.
Because I have to separate it. Otherwise, I'm just a cunt when people are around me when I work out. I'm like, that doesn't work.
That's fair.
So like before I get under the bar, for example, it's me, but it's not me.
That's fair. Yep.
Like I visualize a different thing. It's a very much more primal thing. It's not even a human thing. But you know,
like an alter ego. Yep.
No, like an actual animal. I let out of the cage and put back in the cage type of thing.
That's an alter ego, essentially.
Okay, fair enough.
You're just a transformer. That's what you are. You're a primal beast transformer. That's what it is. You're half cyborg, half beast, half human. I figured it out, guys.
The cyborg thing comes
he's a transformer. I got it. I figured it out. I know what Alex is now. If you watch
one of the animal transformers over. Did that one come out with the animals? I need to watch that one.
It's good. I liked it.
I mean, Michael Bay makes entertaining shit, so.
I mean, it felt more like the ones we watched on TV. I was like, yes, this is better. Okay.
Oh, really? More like the cartoons back in the day? Story
was kind of, but like.
It's always meh.
Oh, dude. The last battle scene, though, epic. Freaking epic.
Epic.
Nice. Yeah. Got Gorilla Man transforming into Transformer and going ham on people. I'm like, yeah, this is sick.
All right. Spoiler alert.
Well, you know.
That might be a movie I have to watch at some point.
It's good. It's worth watching. It's worth watching, in my opinion.
But
Whatever.
that's a whole different thing. Like it's used to be when I would work out, I was just a cunt and try to get all that out, and then when I try to work out with people, that didn't work out very well. So I've switched to in the rack, on the platform, on the bench. You know, right before I do a max effort, pails and rails.
Yeah, I think
Then I
more.
have like a ritual of putting the thing back in the cage.
I need to find a phrase in my programming for Pails and Rails that gets people to understand this should be one of the hardest things you do today. Because sometimes I watch people do Pails and Rails and I'm like, that ain't it. That's not it.
No, it's like it's not going to be effective if you don't know how to try hard.
Is your face red? Are your muscles really pissed off? And does your hip feel like it's on fire, or your shoulder, or whatever you're Pails and Railing? And
like when you're maxing out, your whole body should be shaking.
yes. Or you're not going to get an adaptation. You're just not.
I would disagree with that, but yeah, I understand the sentiment.
Okay, a good adaptation. The adaptation you want.
Well, I mean, if their nervous system just doesn't know how to produce intensity, maybe that's the adaptation they get first.
Oh Lord, if they they need some help.
I mean, that's what I think Pails and Rails are really good for in the beginning is nervous system adaptations, not necessarily joint adaptations.
I see significant improvement in beginning lifters just by giving them cars and Pails and Rails, and then 2 weeks later you see them do the same lift, and you're like, they already have more control in 2 weeks. They're like, because
their nervous system's improved tremendously.
Right. But they're just like, man, why am I so much better at that lift? I'm like, well, I'm not gonna try to explain it to you, but just keep doing your Pails and Rails. Have fun.
Because we use these other modalities to improve the things that incorporate that part of the lift.
Yeah. Like what all these kids are always like, why is my left so much weaker than my right? Because when you watch them do like dumbbell bench press, for example, like they'll just wobble and move. And I'm like, it's not because you're any less weaker in one side or the other. It's because you're less coordinated in one side than the other. So you can't apply intensity correctly on that side the same way you can with your right. Because if you're right-handed, you're probably more coordinated in that side. So once you gain a little
neurological
bit more
coordination is a huge one.
Yep. Once you gain a little bit more coordination, you'll be fine. And sure enough,
which is generally like one adaptation that we don't necessarily stop. I guess you get to a point where you're probably so efficient at it that you may not elicit a whole lot of adaptation as far as coordination goes. Like someone like me who's been doing the same lifts for fucking 13 years. But in the beginning, that's pretty much a constant.
Yeah, yours is more what? Neuro intensity.
Yeah, most
or
likely.
Neuro efficiency, maybe efficiency.
Yeah, efficiency and I mean they're kind of one and the same, right?
But not
The
really.
more efficient is the more intense you can drive.
But you might be getting more coordinated with the amount of intensity that goes
new
up.
movements, like my new squat form, that would be a new coordination. But like the squat I had been doing for a decade, not so much.
I thought. What?
We got a question? What's going on?
Dr. Zoom 69.
I'm so confused about this message. Oh, that I thought because he jerked off with his left hand. Silly me. Oh, I see what he's saying. I'll allow that comment, I guess.
Is someone making a joke about jerking off with one hand? That's why they're better with that side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would work. I guess that would work in bench pressing.
Or
the fact you do everything with the dominant side.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, what do you God, what a comment. How do people think of those comments of all things? It's like,
I do all the time. That's all I think about.
I just don't.
Comments like
my brain does not go there, I guess. It's fine.
I'm a single, lonely individual.
You're not lonely. Stop it.
There's moments.
You have barbells.
Yeah. The big heavy circles make the sad voices.
I want to see, you know what I'm waiting for? I apologize. He said, shut the hell up. He said, I apologize. I'm a pervert. Yeah, well, okay. Just keep it.
Join the club. It's okay. You found the right podcast. Nathan's just fucking Mr. Holy, man. It's all right.
Look at my idiotic name. Dr. Zoom 69. Yeah. Or Dr. Zom 69. Yeah, that sounds
like Zom mean.
Sounds like a 10-year-old.
Right. Remember when you thought 69 was like the coolest number ever? Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, you can tell who like was a gamer like in their 30s because they all have like 69 titles. And you're like,
or just shitty tags.
Just really bad ones. Yeah. Mine was so bad.
I think my Xbox One has 420 in it somewhere. So,
Shock. Yeah, that's the other go-to. Yeah.
The devil's lettuce.
I blaze you 420. Well done. Okay. Real creative. I'm waiting for
AIM
you.
messengers were the best, the AIM usernames, because they were just endless.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. My new favorite Chronicles and Saga of Alex are: is he going to kill someone who doesn't put the transformer bar up?
Did you see how polite I was the other day? Because I originally put "tell me you're stupid without telling me you're stupid."
Yeah.
Instagram's like, posts like this have been flagged in the past, and I'm like, all right, fine. Then I will put "show me you're disrespectful without telling me you're disrespectful."
Yeah, I like the stupid one way better. To screw
I
Instagram.
do, but like, how ridiculous is that? That they lay the fucking most expensive bar on the ground right next to a goddamn.
I need you to get a some surveillance. You need to get some surveillance going on.
We have it. It's just I'm not gonna have the owner go look through it for that.
No. I want you to do recon, like your own recon, like hide in some kind of in an area and just like poke your head out and just be watching the
Oh, if it
transformer bar.
happens while I'm there, I will usually ask that person. I go, "What the fuck are you doing?" Huh? Why would you put that there? Like, I watched the Ollie lifter that just got second at European whatever nationals. I watched her put one on the floor. I go, if you ever do that again, I'm taking your Olympic lifting bar and I'm throwing it outside in the dumpster.
Yeah, get him. I need this. This
She has her own. She has her own bar.
We need the. You need to
Someone
make.
decided to landmine load her other one and bend the fuck out of it. Yeah, they loaded it as a landmine and then put an extension on the end of it so it was longer, and thought doing exercises that way with an Olympic bar was smart.
Those are really whippy, aren't they?
Yeah, that's how he bent it.
Yeah. This guy says, well, ... I made 4 couples on Discord. 2 got married. So they called me Love Doctor. That's why I got the name. Somehow I'm single, though. Okay.
Maybe take your own advice, pal.
Take your own advice, buddy. Instead of dropping into the comments of like, oh, your first thing that you say in the chat is about jerking off. Interesting.
Well, I mean, that probably works with us, but you probably shouldn't do that with the chicks on here. That may not. Like, they prefer to be treated like humans.
That just sounds like a Tinder catch line.
It's pretty funny that if you just talk to them about like things that are not sex related, you have a better chance of having sex with them.
That's a Tinder pickup line. You want just say, you don't want to know why my right hand's stronger than my left. Oh, Lord.
My favorite pickup line ever is, "Hey, nice shoes. Want to fuck?"
Is that how you do it?
I mean, I had a girl that I worked with one time. She's like, "You know what? That might actually work for you." I was like, "Oh, good to know."
Oh, okay. Well, that's forever staying in my back pocket. Got it.
Yeah, just in case I have the balls to say it one time.
Just in case.
My problem is if they're so hot, sometimes I just go, I don't know what to say. I just turn into Ron Burgundy. I want to be on you.
Or the part where he's got that erection when she walks in.
Right. Yeah. Ron, you have a massive erection. Why, thank you for noticing.
Ron.
Oh, that's the pleat in the pants. I'm actually taking these pants back today. Going to the pants store.
I'm not that attractive, so the hey, nice shoes might not work for me.
Bro, the reason it works is the confidence. So
yeah.
Here's the best tip I can give you. Women are attracted to confidence and men are attracted to beauty. The sooner that either side discovers this and understands it, the easier everything becomes.
1000%.
Because if chicks know that we're attracted to beauty, then they won't be insulted when we comment on how hot they are.
Correct.
If we understand that it's a confidence thing, especially if you get a chick that thinks she wants a beta male, she'll totally take the ugly dude.
Correct.
She wants the upper hand.
For 500. Correct.
Also, if you're masculine enough, you'll make them feel comfortable enough to be feminine.
Ooh, you go to the gym, buddy? Do you train?
I don't even know that you need to train. Like, it's obviously a recommendation of mine, but the big thing is like you have to be a
man,
a servant almost.
You have to be a
yeah,
man?
but being a man means providing for others.
Correct.
Without any return.
Here, you know what? Okay, hold on.
No, I don't know what. You tell me, Nathan.
Description of man's role. Hold on. This guy said something. I try. I'm not as big as you guys. Well, it's not about being big.
Nathan's not big at all.
Hey,
he's
screw
just
you.
Fat.
I'm a little big in the wrong areas right now.
I just had a program for somebody that got programming, and their goals were to squat 405, rep 225 on bench, and deadlift 500. I'm like, that's it? Those are the goals you have? Like, we're gonna need bigger goals.
Started
we're gonna need a bigger boat.
He said he started late, but better late than never. Absolutely.
What is starting late? I know people that it didn't start until their 60s and they still get jacked. So there's no such thing.
Okay. So men are supposed to work, to be courageous, to be strong, to love, to be a husband, to be the head of his wife, to serve sacrificially. There's your one.
I think that's the biggest one.
Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. Greater love has no man than to lay his life down for his friends, obviously. To be a father, to be compassionate, to provide.
Literally, all of these come down to sacrifice. You have to be willing to sacrifice for the greater good without getting anything in return.
To be accountable, to be honorable.
That's what true masculinity is.
It's like we were created that way. Oh.
I mean, if you believe that, then yes, that's possible.
He is fat. He's skinny compared to me. Bro, I promise you I'm not skinny.
Well, maybe this guy weighs 300 pounds, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm skinny.
Well, now you're just fat shaming someone without meaning to fat shame them.
I'm not fat shaming him. Stop it, freaking liberal America. Shut the hell up.
Simple answer for you, sir, is relook at what your habits are. Your habits will dictate how your life goes. And if you figure out the right habits, your life will be just fine.
First habit, listen to this podcast every Wednesday.
I mean, if you want. I don't know that we dropped that many good bombs of knowledge.
Whatever. We've helped so many people that have been willing to chat in the chat. We are life changers, okay?
I wonder how that kid's doing on his eating. That fucking didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Not to fucking lose his bitch tits.
I'm sacrificing as well. I eat lots of KFC so other people don't do it.
See, this guy's got a sense of humor.
Yeah,
you should not be single.
He's funny.
All you got to do to get chicks is be nice and funny. And then if you're selfless on top of that, oh, buddy.
Oh, you're in. You're in like swim. You're in there like swimwear.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, ironically, I've been giving more of my time away this year than I have previously, and I have more money and more things to show for it, ironically enough.
Who would have thought?
Really tapping into that abundance mentality thing. Allegedly, I'll get more time if I believe I'll have more time, but it has yet to show itself.
That one's not manifesting yet.
Yeah, that one hasn't. I just look at it as, I got to be more efficient with my time. Like, fuck.
That's funny.
I'm trying here, man. Trying.
Ooh, I'm gonna go watch the Zoo Culture on training and fitness. See what they're up to.
Wait, what?
Zoo Culture Gym by Bradley Martin live back workout.
Dude, his girlfriend. Oh my god.
Who?
Sarah Safari. Pretty sure that's his girlfriend. If it's not, he's fucking up big time because that girl is so hot.
Train with Bruno.
Like I can't get over how hot she is.
They're some pretty big boys. This guy's in his bedroom with his shirt off doing dumbbell raises. All right.
Nice.
We just need some ambiance. That's what it is.
Maybe I just need to start doing the podcast with my shirt off.
He says, so the more you give, the more you get. Bet. Who wants fat? Well, that means that you'll get more. You don't want that. You can't give that because you'll get it right back. Sorry.
Oh, man, I get to handle somebody this weekend. That'll be fun.
Oh, nice. Where at?
At the Colorado State Championships.
Oh, who is it? Let's look him up. Who is it?
Kid I don't even know.
Oh, he just reached out?
Well, one of the kids in the club was going to handle him, and he's like, hey, I can't do this. Would you be able to do it? Sure.
Yeah, buddy.
Like, yeah, I love to get to the gym at 3 a.m. so that I can do my 2-hour lift. Really looking forward to that.
So you're both PTs. No, we are not PTs.
We are not physical therapists. No.
And we are not
strength and conditioning coaches.
No, we're not personal. He's meant personal trainer. We're not personal trainers either.
Those are CPTs. Those are not PTs.
Yeah, same difference. Good
certified personal trainer, not certified physical therapist. I mean, no, it's not the same thing, but
I knew what he meant.
I was a personal trainer once. I don't consider myself that any longer because I had a bigger purpose the whole time I was doing that. I'm not going to count your fucking reps for you.
Alex is a life coach. Let's be honest.
I mean, I'm just a coach.
He's a life coach. Listen to these wonderful facts.
I use training as a tool to make people's lives better.
When are you going to write a book, bro? You need to write a book.
Never. I don't know. I'm getting okay at writing, so maybe one day.
Chapter 1. In the beginning.
I feel like my Substacks are getting substantially better, so.
That's what's up. See? Book incoming soon.
They're way longer, too, than they ever have been. I'm up to like 3-minute reads.
Yeah, I just don't even read them anymore because I'm like, I don't have 3 minutes.
Oh, man, you're missing the good ones.
I read.
Like
I
the
read.
powerlifting one I just did was great.
I did read that one actually. I read about as far as the email will show me, and then I don't read anymore.
You know, show you the whole thing.
Oh, really? It doesn't on mine. It cuts it
Yeah, it
off.
does. No way.
Mine does. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Maybe I thought they were longer, and I was reading the whole thing. I don't know.
Well, you're probably reading the whole thing. I may not wrap them up the best. Okay,
Well,
one thing at a time.
you definitely leave them open ended. That's nice.
Well, I want you to think. Is really the keys to success on the platform. That one I had to come up with my own title because ChatGTP wasn't working for me.
Freaking Chat GPT. He says, so what are you besides gentlemen? I mean,
Strength and conditioning coach, bro.
we're life coaches. Let's be honest.
No, I use strength and conditioning as a tool to improve people's quality of life. I am a transmitter of information where I take extremely complex topics and make them digestible for anybody.
It
That
makes
is
them.
literally my sole purpose here.
Are
I
you
feel like.
are you smarter than? He makes it smarter than a third grader content.
No, I make it so that a third grader can understand it.
Yeah.
I do it the opposite. I take high complex science and turn it into, hey, this is what's happening on a minute level.
You guys remember
But
that show? Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
with Jeff Foxworthy?
Those people were dumb.
Dude, people are dumb. You've seen it on like the night show when they ask him like how many states there are and like what's the capital of this state and like
People are dumb.
bad news bears.
Who is the president of the United States? Barack
I have a client who's becoming a coach and he went to a seminar and he's like, I didn't agree with a lot of what they were saying. I'm like, yeah, welcome to the coaching world.
Yep.
It's like, well, what do you do then? I go, you just take bits of information you find useful and, keep making your own opinion.
Got to figure it out what works for you.
There's a million ways to skin a cat.
Yeah. Shout out Ray Zingler. That's his favorite line, I think.
Is it?
He uses it a lot.
I just say it all the time because it's absolutely true.
Sounds fancy. You should put it on his LinkedIn. Does anyone even use LinkedIn anymore?
I've made a half-assed attempt to try to put my posts on there because the people that I actually want to work with were probably more prevalent on there than Instagram.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Forget.
All those high tootin' flutin' business people that got all that money.
Yeah, my ideal client would have a yearly income of at least $5 million. So
incredible.
It's not that incredible. Do you know how many millionaires there are in the world?
Yeah, we looked this up one day. We looked it up.
A fuck ton of them.
What was the percentage? I can't remember.
It was something crazy.
Yeah, it was high. I was shocked. I think it was like 35% or something like that.
So amount of millionaires
it was really high
in the world.
Oh, I thought we did just United States.
I know, but I'm going to go world because we use the internet. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude, guess.
So how many? There's 7 billion people?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess 500 million.
59.6 million millionaires.
Oh my God, 5 mil. Think of how much KFC that would get you. Bro, we got to
Check this out. You want a cool statistic? 88% of all millionaires are self-made.
That is sweet. That is fantastic. So if you believe this bullcrap narrative about blah, 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 my blah, blah, blah got me in the blah, 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 because I'm a sad piece of blah, 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 and I came from nothing. Listen to that statistic.
It takes the typical self-made millionaire at least 32 years to get rich.
Yeah, and most people will give up on their dream in like 6 months.
That is, I mean, who was it? I think it was Pedro Culios that I follow. He was talking about you just don't want it bad enough.
Yeah, people are like, how long do you see this gym thing that you're doing lasting? I'm like,
forever. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna work like I want to.
I don't want it anymore.
What are we talking? Like, I want to be like, well, how long do you see yourself working at your job? Like,
that right there is a fixed mindset individual thinking that what you're doing is a joke and that you can't sustain it because they don't comprehend the fact that you can grow.
I'll tell you right now, I've had these, man, I just got to sack up and do it. I'm this close to just pulling the trigger on building my own building and putting my house on top of it on a piece of land and just saying, here we go. And just making it the greatest gym ever. If someone will approve my loan.
That'd be cool. Guess how many billionaires live in Beijing? Billionaires.
Billionaires. 15.
109.
Good Lord.
Guess how many live in New York?
15.
105.
Oh. That makes
In
sense.
2 areas, 2 cities, there's 200 billionaires. I only need like 2 of those people as clients to fucking make my life the easiest thing in the world.
So, how many billionaires in the world are there?
Ooh, that's a good question. At least 200.
Because then you'll know. Yeah, so then we'll know what percentage New York and we just moved. Okay, we're moving to New York, Alex.
No, we need to market to those people. I don't want to live there. Like, I will travel there if they pay me the money I want. 2,640 billionaires.
That's
That's
incredible.
fucking crazy.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. So that means that. Oh boy, I can't do math right
I'm
now.
still
25%.
baffled that there's 60 million millionaires.
25%
why
of
can't I
the
be one?
billionaires
That
work in
seems
2
ridiculous.
cities. 2 cities.
10%, yeah.
No, 25%.
10. It's 2,000 billionaires and
Oh,
there's 200.
I heard
of
you
them,
wrong. I
and
thought you said there were
between the two
400.
cities.
My bad. I thought you said 400.
2,600 billionaires.
That's incredible, though. 1/10 of them live in two cities.
Right.
Wow. What's the next highest one? Now I'm confused. I want to know.
I don't know. These were just random facts that were
Gosh.
thrown at me, bro.
Come on, random
List of
facts.
countries by number of billionaires. So there's 735 in the United States.
Wow.
There is 495 in China, 169 in India. This one I think is absolutely astounding. There's 126 in Germany, which means per capita there are 19 billionaires. It's the highest one.
Whoa. Wonder
Or I
why.
guess United States is still. There's per capita there's 15.
Why
rank
Germany?
is
Why
15.
Germany?
Probably because when we blew it up, we went over there and rebuilt it.
You think it's like an auto industry people? I bet
No,
it
I
is.
think that we had industrialists from the United States go over there and start building things. So it just
Oh,
it's the same thing.
yeah. Doesn't
That's how we
count.
created proxy wars.
You can't claim it. No.
Like, once we realized you could blow up countries and rebuild them and make money off them, game over, bro.
Have you watched Oppenheimer
Now
yet?
we've all been in this one. No.
I need to watch that. Who needs
You need to
money?
watch.
We won't take
You
it.
need to watch the documentary called The Rich Man's Game.
Yeah, I do.
It was banned by the Queen and Donald Trump, so you know it's good.
Mr. Dr. Zomzom says, "Who needs money? We won't take them with us in the grave." Yeah, it's about enjoying the time that you're here and doing what you want with your
Money
time.
buys you freedom.
Yes.
That's why you need money.
It's about doing
Anyone
what you
who
want
is
with your time.
convinced that you don't need money doesn't understand how freedom actually works.
Yep. I want to be able to live my life on my time.
Yeah, I don't need to be a millionaire, but also the more money you have, the more people you can help.
Also true. Someone asked the other day, they're like, "Can you come to my house and follow me around and take the food out of my mouth and do things like that?" And I'm like, "If you pay me enough."
$150 an hour.
I mean, done. Yeah. I'll even go get your groceries.
That's what I mean. The crazy prices I want to get, I would gladly fly to somebody once a week and fucking train them and come back or whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, if I get someone to give me $7,000 a month for training, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you're successful. Don't worry about it.
You just sit back and relax.
Everything but wipe your ass. I'll turn the bidet on for you, but I won't wipe your ass.
Just go in and check it for him every time. It's on. It's on.
No, I'll turn it on. It's fine. I'll turn the bidet on. I'm just not reaching hand and ass for that kind of money.
What's the hand and ass price? I want to know.
Probably $100,000 a month.
Yes. All right. He does have a price. All right.
I mean, what would I do with $100,000 a month? I would have no more debt in 1 month,
You could just work for that client.
and I'd have $1 million in 10 months.
That's what I'm saying. You could just work for that client. You'd be done.
Right. I know. That's what if somebody pays me enough, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. I don't give a shit. I'll go to the fucking store for you and hand pick out your groceries.
Well, you're gonna have to give a shit in that case, because
Right. True. You listened to Jordan Syatt talk about working for Gary Vee, and he said it was cool and awful all at the same time.
that's not a good saying.
Well, the cool part is you're working for Gary Vee and making a lot of money. The awful part is you're traveling all over the fucking place.
That's fair.
That dude is everywhere.
That's fair. That makes sense.
So I think it would be a cool short-term thing, build up some capital, and then is it sustainable for the rest of my life? Probably not.
Probably not. No.
But that guy seemed to do it right. He got Gary Vee as a client off of an article that was like 10 years old.
That's incredible.
He wrote articles every day.
Internet's undefeated.
You want to hear something that I think is absolutely fascinating that people don't realize. So you've played RPGs.
Correct.
What do you have to do in those to get better?
Get to level up.
Yeah, but how do you level up?
You have to go fight battles and get good gear.
Yeah, but that comes from, what's the term they like to use?
Questing?
grinding,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
right?
see what you're saying. I'm with
Grind
you
out
now.
attributes,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Which is what? Doing the exact same thing over and over
Over,
again.
and I remember when I played RuneScape and I wanted to get my mining ability up, I just had to go mine and mine and mine and mine and mine.
Okay, so why don't we do that in real life? This is a real fucking game. It's
And
the same thing.
it works. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, it's the exact same way. It's no different.
No. Wow, that's a good analogy. Look at you. I'm going to start using that. All right.
Like I did it in Skyrim for hours. I would
Ah,
sit there and enchant things and build fucking stupid weapons and
I don't
all
want
this shit so I could have better weapons and
I
better armor.
don't want to talk about it.
And yeah. And then in
That's how
real
RuneScape
life, nobody
was.
wants to do it. They think that they shouldn't have to do that. And it's like, no, you fucking moron. You have to do that for like 10 years.
And
Like I've been lifting for 10 years and now people will look at me and go, oh, that guy knows what he's talking about because he lifts.
it's taking that
Like
long.
the first
Yeah.
club meeting I went to for the school, they're like, "Oh, I saw this guy posting in the group chat. I just didn't know, and now that I see him, I'll listen to him." I'm like, "That's hilarious."
You've gained respect of the guild.
Yeah,
Alex isn't a cult, see? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
but it's the same idea. Like life skills are no different than like once I started playing my life like I played video games, I was like, "Oh, this is way easier." Like that is one of the best things Joe Rogan talks about. He's like, "When you wake up in the morning, you're the fucking main character to your movie.
Yeah.
What would you want that main character to do?" They always start from a shitty place and get better,
Usually.
but
Yeah,
they're always no, the hero's journey is the hero's journey. Like
that's
everything
fair.
is the hero's journey,
That's fair.
right?
That's fair. All right. I just have to wake up and say, what quests can I do today?
Exactly.
Hmm. Interesting. Changed my whole perspective now. I've got to think about it. I got to ponder on this one pretty hard now.
You're welcome.
I must gain more wisdom, so I must quest more.
Or read or
more
write
books.
or like writing, I think is one of the biggest things that's helped me in the last year is because then now I can think of my thoughts in an even better way and explain them even better than I could before.
Yeah. That's good.
Like I think if you're thinking of reading and writing, it should be 20% reading, 80% writing.
I don't see it that way. Like mentally, that's just not like I think it's the other way around. But that's just me. That's how I perceive it. But that
Well,
makes sense.
so reading is good for finding new ideas, but writing is good for elaborating and creating your own ideas,
Right.
right? So do you just want to copy what someone else says or you want to come up with your own shit?
Well, okay, I get what you're saying. All right, I'm
Like
just
you
gonna
can do
copy
both
one
of
stuff.
them daily,
Yeah.
but it would be like I would spend maybe, 10 minutes to 15 minutes reading and like 30 to 45 minutes writing.
Oh god, that's my biggest
Right.
nightmare.
You just got to do it every day. I mean, you're actually good at writing too, you fucking idiot.
What? You're
Yeah. When you
hilarious.
take your time to actually write a post out, I'm like, oh, this is good.
You are the first human being that has ever engaged in a conversation with me that said you're a good writer. You're the first.
Well, I'm not good at writing, so I don't know. But when I read your posts, they have something to them that's like, oh yeah, I can get on board with this.
I just try to write like everyone else, to be really honest.
What does that even mean?
I
Everyone
try.
writes differently.
Well, when I read what people write, I'm like, well, what are they trying to articulate? And then I think in my posts, I go, okay, this person is really good post and I like their stuff. How can I articulate that my way, but with the clients that I have or the people that I have? So,
Yeah, I think 9 times out of 10 you do good. So I don't know what you're talking about.
oh, thanks, Dad. You're the best.
I'm not your dad, you fuck.
Dude, it was so
I'm literally
funny.
only 2 years older than you.
That would be weird. My
You
mom.
ever seen Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood?
No, what?
Oh, well, it's making fun of all the black comedy movies. It was like one of the Wayans brothers' first movies.
Oh, God.
And Marlon Wayans' dad is younger than him.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go.
He's got to tuck him in at night.
Oh, the Wayne brothers. No, I remember also I think it's a preconceived notion about my previous existence about writing too, because every paper I ever wrote was like marked with red, obviously, because of grammar, because I don't understand grammar, because I never had a good English teacher that would teach me good grammar. Anyway, but I
Two of
remember
us, bro. That's why I have Grammarly.
dude, I don't anyway. My mom tells the story and I remember it. She said, I only wanted to write about sports in like younger elementary school. And the teacher was
They
like,
should have let you.
yeah. So the teacher came to my mom and she was like, Nathan's pretty good at writing about sports and he likes writing about sports, but like, can you get him to write about other things? And she was like, why?
Why?
He's writing about things he enjoys and he likes it. Why do you want
what's
him?
wrong with our education system?
Why
It's
do you want
run
him
by
to write?
fucking idiots that think you have to fall within this box.
She's like, well, he
Like-
just needs to broaden his topics a little bit. And she's like, no.
For what?
Why? He's enjoying writing because he gets to write about what he wants to write about. That's the whole point.
This is
This was third grade.
stupid.
Third grade.
Like, biggest problems I have with school, there's only one right answer.
Right.
Completely wrong. That's
No.
not right at all. You can't together as a team because that's cheating. Also completely wrong on how the world works. Like, what's the other one? There's another one that they fucking talk about. It's like, you guys created this system just so we'd be fucking idiots. That's what you guys did.
Step in line, baby. Step in line.
Yeah. Follow directions.
Yeah. To this day, I remember that. And I'm like, what the hell? I just wanted to write about sports teams. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I hated writing. So if I got to write about cars, that was cool.
Well, yeah, it's like, why do you want me to write about things? So you want me to like writing, but I'm supposed to write about things I don't enjoy writing about? What's the fucking...
Or don't care about.
That was always like reading.
I remember one time. Go ahead.
Why do I want to read about things that I don't care about reading about?
Right.
Like, this is dumb. I don't care.
I think one of the nicest things my dad ever said to me is like, when you want to know something, he's like, you will know more than anybody else because you will absolutely become obsessed with it and research everything you can. And I go, you're not wrong.
Dude, I'm with you there 100%. So I would write
Like,
about...
he'd teach me something about a car and then I'd go fucking research that. And I'd be like, did you know this? And he's like, what? It's like, no, none of that mattered. I'm like, okay.
Something that kids don't know anymore either, because they don't have to. But I grew up with like sports cards, like baseball cards, football cards, all that stuff. And I could just recite sites like stats or like achievements or accolades about what they did because I loved reading the back of those cards. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. But that's just not a thing anymore. And I'm like, kids don't know players
basketball
anymore.
Camp every summer, they'd ask trivia questions about basketball players. Dude.
Yeah.
I had that shit on lock.
I know,
like,
right?
What teams did Dennis Rodman play for? I'm like, oh, fucking the Spurs, the Pistons, the Bulls, the fucking Mavericks, the Lakers. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah,
so good. Yes. Because you'd look at year by year stats and it had the team names there and you could just remember. Oh, dude. Yeah.
I was always obsessed with the jerseys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I remember a lot of that stuff. Like the Mavericks had Jason Kidd, Jamal Mashburn, and fucking Jackson. What's his name? Is it? Oh, god damn it! But that was a pretty big three. Like,
it's Steven Jackson, didn't they, for a while?
No, it wasn't Steven Jackson. This was the early '90s when they were still blue and green.
Jackson.
And they had the cowboy with the basketball hat logo.
Oh yeah, that
Jimmy
is
Jackson. That's who it was.
That's old school. Yeah, that's real. That's before Dirk.
Oh yeah, way before Dirk.
Yeah.
I had a Dirk Nowitzki jersey actually.
Dude, yeah, jerseys. Those are all gone too.
I have a jersey for every day of the month.
So I had a teacher growing up
They
that
still don't fit.
That's so funny. I had a teacher growing up that would do every year they got a year older, they'd get a number jersey for their kid. So if it was like their one. And I was like, I'm stealing that for my kids, just so you know. So Avery,
I got a Tracy McGrady jersey that looks like the old school Penny Hardaway one.
That's what
retro one.
Yes, that's what I told my wife. I was like, this is the one for her first birthday. Like, this is the one. And she's like, I don't even know who that is. I'm like, oh my God.
She doesn't know who Penny Hardaway is or Tracy McGrady?
Both. She doesn't know either one. She's not a basketball person.
Tracy McGrady was so dope.
If that man would have stayed
dropped like
healthy,
12 or 15 points in like 10 seconds in that one Rockets game.
that was unreal. Unreal.
Crazy.
One of the greatest moments in basketball ever.
He also had some of the coolest shoes ever. I had the T-Mac 1s, 2s, and I think I had the 3s when he played for the Magic.
Ah, yes. Finally someone
But I
that
don't know
speaks
if
my
there's
language.
a better Magic jersey than the black with pinstripes and the blue lettering.
There is not one. Those Shaquille O'Neal jerseys sold like butter, I bet. Oh, man. I had one as a kid.
I never realized how good he was until I got older and saw how athletic he was coming out of college.
Dude.
And oh my God.
He's like, oh God, kids don't understand. Someone asked the question on ESPN the other day. They're like, if Shaq played in the league today with Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren, how overmatched would he be? And I'm like, how overmatched would they be? What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, he didn't have the perimeter stuff, but holy fuck, was he a freak?
Not guarding him in the post. He's 7'2" and
No.
weighs 350. Not happening.
No, he didn't weigh 350 back then. He was maybe a slim 300.
Yeah,
He could run the court like
Dude,
nobody's business.
He was a
breaking
dribbling fool.
backboards and shit.
If freaking Penny Hardaway would have just stayed healthy.
Penny Hardaway and Shaq were a dynamic
What
duo
are the
for
what
sure.
are the biggest
Was Horace Grant even on the team?
Yeah.
DJ Armstrong, I think they brought over.
What are the biggest what ifs in basketball? Like Tracy McGrady's one, Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill.
What if Kobe and Shaq never disbanded?
Oh, they win 7.
Yeah,
it's not
even fair.
I mean, the fact that they lost the one that they did when the year before they disbanded.
The Spurs were so good with just Popovich and the Admiral and Duncan.
Well, I mean,
and Sean Elliott. Who else was on that team? You had Sean Elliott.
Was
Robert Horry on that team?
No, that was because Robert was still at the Lakers at that time.
Was he?
Yeah, Horry was because remember Big Shot Bob, man. That's when he got his nickname. He hit that shot against.
Okay. So he started in Houston. That's where it was. He was on the Houston teams that won.
Yeah, and then he went to the Lakers.
The best team that existed of Jordan era that I think was the Supersonics. That George Karl is their coach. So you had fucking Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Sam Perkins, Detlef Shrimp, and fucking Hersey Hawkins as your starting lineup. Those guys. Sam Perkins was the first 3-point shooting center before that was like a thing. Mm-hmm. Sean Kemp was a madman.
That guy was insane. On people. That might be a big what if.
Dude, if he didn't get into domestic violence and drugs.
Yeah. Oh, man. The Rainmaker, baby.
Yeah. He was Blake Griffin before Blake Griffin.
What about Yao Ming? That's a big what if.
Yeah, he was good. I just, even with Tracy McGrady on the team, he wasn't that good, I didn't think.
He was like 25-10.
What?
That was the problem with Houston is they had him and T-Mac on the same team. They both kept getting hurt. It's like, no.
Dude, or if T-Mac would have stayed in Toronto with Vince.
Yeah, I love those teams. I love those jerseys. Vince Carter is my favorite player of all time. So
Vince Carter was so cool. Oh, dude, the Nets with Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, and Richard Jefferson. Get out of here.
I remember buying the keychain necklace that had their logo on it because I loved them so much. I was
that Nets team was so fun to watch.
Yeah, dude, they were unreal.
I have a Jason Kidd jersey from the Nets.
I had the Jason Kidd one as well.
I have so many retro jerseys.
Kenyon Martin was an absolute dog.
Oh yeah.
Kenyon Martin.
He was good on the Nuggets even.
Yeah. Dude, they were like, you remember how the Suns were when like Amari Stoudemire and Sean Marion, they were just a high.
Oh man,
that was the Nets.
Mike D'Antoni's fucking best team ever that he had.
That was the Nets before the Suns.
Nash, fucking Sean. I mean, I don't know. I think the
same
Suns
type
were a
of
much
team.
Better shooting team.
Yeah, but same type of concept, like great point guard.
The Nets were far more explosive.
Oh, dude,
those dudes were just freaks athletes.
Kenyon Martin, people don't realize how explosive that guy was. That guy was unreal.
He was a monster.
Richard Jefferson, one of the greatest defenders of all time.
Dude, he was good on offense too when he played in New Jersey.
Yeah, he could shoot it. Yeah.
I didn't realize he played for the Nuggets his last year. I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
How about the Nuggets with AI, Carmelo, Kenyon Martin?
Made the playoffs.
They made it to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Lost to the Lakers.
Freaking AI, man.
Lakers are hard to beat though with Powell and Kobe and fucking Derek Fisher.
Ron Artest. Or was that Lamar Odom year?
They had Lamar too at the same time, I think.
Did they really? I can't remember. Yeah, you're right. Dude, my brother sent me the Courtney Brown block that he had his rookie year on that fastway breakaway where he jumps up and just like grabs the ball with 2 hands against the backboard, and they called it a foul, but I'll have to send you that video. Do you remember that?
Jordan did that to somebody. Do you remember that when he played for the Wizards?
I don't remember that.
I forget who was trailing. He fucking grabs it and pins it against the backboard and just chucks it back down court. I'm like, holy shit. And he's like 40.
I've never seen that one. Me and Caleb were talking about this yesterday. We're like, man, if Jordan wouldn't have retired the first time, he probably wins 7 to 8 in a row. And then if he doesn't retire the second time,
gambling's a motherfucker.
Do you believe the conspiracy theories?
I don't think it's a conspiracy. I'm pretty sure they killed his dad because he had a fucking gambling debt.
You think that's why?
Yeah, for sure. Why would you take the best player out of the NBA?
That's crazy. That's hard to think about. I don't like that.
I mean, he's a fucking degenerate, dude. He's such an asshole.
He is a very different kind.
I would never want to meet him in person.
Yes, you would.
No.
It's Michael Jordan.
I know, but you beat him in anything. He's never talking to you again.
I want to play golf with Michael Jordan.
He'd smoke you probably.
He's a legit. Yeah, I mean,
No shit.
I've been watching the Derek Jeter documentary on ESPN. It's
That
been
guy an
pretty good.
asshole too.
He's just like Jordan. Yeah, he's
You
like
have to be.
he's like a nicer version of Jordan, kind of actually.
You want to know how crazy Peyton Manning was when he came to Denver? He didn't see his family until the team went back and played Indianapolis.
That's incredible. You ever heard the Brandon
Crazy.
Marshall story of the Pro Bowl?
Uh-uh.
He needed to throw like another touchdown or something to win a car, and Brandon Marshall dropped the catch that would have given him the touchdown that he needed in the Pro Bowl game. And he didn't talk. He never threw the ball to Brandon Marshall in a Pro Bowl game ever again, and he never talked to him for like 10 years after that because he was.
They had
like,
Cody Latimer on the practice squad or practicing with him. He dropped a ball. Peyton Manning never told him, he's like, "You're not playing."
You're never getting the ball. Yeah.
He became special teams from that.
God. I guess
It's like
that's what
Tom Brady was running around in his fucking pads in the neighborhood when he was fucking,
I guess that's what you get when
Like,
you have
remember during
like.
COVID when he bought everyone pads and helmets to practice in the
Yeah.
park, and everyone's like, "This is crazy," and then he won the Super Bowl that year.
Maybe they were more prepared than everyone. Did you see the story about when they were preparing for the Super Bowl and they had all the windows, and he's like, "We can't practice out here anymore. There could be someone up there watching us in the windows."
Oh yeah, I
And
believe
they're
that.
like, "Tom, it's our
What made no
building."
sense to me is how much Manning didn't take over the Super Bowl preparation for when they went and played Seattle. Like John Fox fucking bobbled that like
And they
nobody's
got
business.
absolutely dominated.
Wallop.
43-8.
Shut up.
The only reason I know that is because we had a Broncos fan on my college team. He's
You
one of my
made me
good
depressed for a month.
dude. We just every day
So
for
depressed.
like 2 months at practice, we'd walk in, we'd see him 43-8, Schmitty, 43-8. Because he was just like, we watched the game and he was just sitting there the whole time, like
We went to the
this.
strip club afterwards, and it wasn't even fun. It was like there was nothing to do in Denver, and we're like, because we went down to Denver in case they did win, right? Like it was going to be fucking chaos if
Oh
that
yeah,
happened.
absolutely.
And it was the most depressing time I've ever spent in the strip club ever.
I
I was
asked,
like, this sucks.
would you rather not get to the Super Bowl? Would you rather get to the Super Bowl and have a terrible performance or not get to the Super Bowl?
You're talking to someone who's a fan of the team that's been more times than almost every other organization and has only won
Shut your
3 of them.
mouth.
I think they've been 6 times. Is that right?
It's been a lot. They lost the Peyton one. They won
They lost
2
3
with
of them with
Elway.
Elway. So that means they've won 3. So they've been 7 times, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right. Well, Peyton went twice, didn't he?
Yeah. Elway went 5 times, I think.
Is he 2 and 3 in the Super Bowl? Really? Oof.
Elway, yeah.
They won back to back though. That's
What do you
pretty
mean,
cool.
oof? He fucking went 5 times. That's insane.
Yeah. That just shows you what Patrick Mahomes is doing is crazy too. It's insane.
It's Andy Reid.
Dude, I don't care who it is. They're good.
Andy
sucks.
Reid took a team to the Super Bowl with fucking James Thrash, Todd Pinkston, like nobody's as the wide receivers.
Hey, don't you dare talk about Todd Pinkston like that. James Thrash is a great white receiver.
Nobody even knows who they are.
Thrash, the Thrasher, he was awesome, dude.
But think about those Philadelphia teams. They had nobodies on them. And they were in the NFC Championship every year.
They had Terrell Owens.
Yeah, he was injured.
Dude, yeah, that's a crazy sports story. Just playing on a broken foot the entire time.
Yeah. Donovan McNabb, I don't think would have been shit without Andy Reid.
Dude, Donovan McNabb. Yeah, everyone's like, Andy Reid's done. He's washed up. I'm like, I would take this guy as my coach.
He's the best coach in the NFL since Belichick retired.
When Philly got rid of him, I was like, please, 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 go get him. Like, I'm like, this is one of the greatest coaches of all time. What are we talking about?
Smartest thing Kansas City's done since I've been alive.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah. And they've done nothing but win. Even when he wasn't winning Super Bowls, they were still.
Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's Andy Reid, I don't think.
Well, yeah, they were still. I mean, with Alex Smith, they were still winning 10, 11 games. So it's not like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's Andy Reid.
That he gets a once in a lifetime generational
like Brady
talent.
was pretty good without Belichick, but it's not the same.
Clearly, neither one of them. I mean, Brady won.
Like they gave him so many weapons that year he won. Like, yeah, you should fucking like. He never had those kind of receivers
At Tampa Bay. We were at Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Evans and fucking Godwin and fucking like, come on.
And then old Gronkowski.
And that defense. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yo Soy Fiesta came back.
Yeah.
That guy's a monster.
They tried to trade him to Detroit from New England, and that's when he retired.
Yeah. He's like, no, I'm good.
That's such a bitch move.
I think it's brilliant.
If you're a pussy.
I mean, that's the loyalty they show you after all you've done for that organization. We're like, I'll ship you to Detroit.
Every player is expendable, though, especially at tight end. Those guys get beat up.
Yeah, I mean, Travis Kelce.
I don't think he was as durable as Gonzalez, for example.
God, Tony Gonzalez. That guy was a
Or
menace.
Shannon Sharp.
Also a menace.
Dude, I watched the Bullies of Baltimore again. That's so great.
It's a good one.
That team is
They were scary.
so good.
Freaking Ed Reed was a sniper
They had
rifle.
like 3 or 4 shutouts that year.
God.
Absolutely insane.
Ed Reed might be the scariest safety of all time.
Steve Atwater, bro.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
You gotta watch that hit on Christian Okoye.
Or Troy Polamalu. That guy was a headhunter.
Hit on Christian Okoye?
Yes, I have. That's pretty nutty.
That is the most incredible thing ever because Christian Okoye is a fucking literally they called him the Nigerian nightmare. And Atwater just laid that motherfucker out.
Put him on his
I don't even know
ass.
how. I don't even know how you can do that.
Yeah.
The guy was like 6'2", 240, and Atwater is like 5'11", 195, and just fucking crippled him.
Speed, baby. Speed.
Dude. Safeties are some of the most fun positions to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Or were. Not anymore.
I love being able to. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, the league's kind of soft.
Because the way they Deion's kid got in trouble for that hit last year, I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was as clean as it gets.
Brian Dawkins, that was a good one.
Dude, that's probably one of my favorite safeties of all time. I love the Eagles when they had that
Their
team.
defense
when
was
almost
stacked.
beat the Patriots, I loved that Eagles team.
They had who else they have on
Trent
that?
Cole.
Trent Cole, yep.
They didn't have very good linebackers then, though.
No.
They were okay.
Man, yeah, that was a good
But
team.
you have Brian Dawkins on the defense. Have you seen the meme of him tackling people and it looks like a fucking lion just attacking its prey? He's fully laid out in the air, just
he would hammer people, man.
But he was amazing. And then when he came to Denver, that was cool.
Yeah, he did go there for a while, didn't he? I forgot about that. Yeah. Old Brian, the shark.
Football will never be as cool as it was, like what we got to see.
No, you remember Montez Burfitt or whatever his name was?
When he killed Antonio Brown and gave him brain damage for the rest of his life?
That man was a savage.
That guy was a savage. But he literally, I think, gave Antonio Brown brain damage.
1000%.
I think that's what happened to him.
That guy's a psychopath.
Antonio Brown before that was like nobody. He didn't talk at all. Just did work.
Yeah, because he wasn't.
Burfitt just crushed him. And then, do you remember when Antonio Brown kicked the punter in the fucking head, trying to hurdle him?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I mean, part of the game, I guess.
Antonio Brown, man, that guy was good.
Crazy, one of the craziest receivers ever.
Really good, really good.
Even on the Bucks, he was good.
Yeah, just super good. And then he came to the Raiders and had his meltdown. We have never had good luck with signing good receivers, I feel like.
And you guys had Henry Ruggs and they fucked that up. He was so good.
He would have
been
so
good as a rookie.
Yeah,
so good as he was so fast.
Well, we always get the fast guys and then they always suck.
Well, no, he murdered someone, so
yeah, he went too fast.
Yeah.
Lambo.
Legitimately. Did you see what Antonio Pierce said? He's already making waves.
Oh, God.
He's like, when we play Kansas City, we're going to have to rough up Patrick Mahomes. I said something. He basically put a bounty on Patrick Mahomes.
Let's go. All right. Yes.
You can't do that.
Get him, AP. Let's go, baby. Yeah, you set the tone, dude. I love AP. He's a dog. He was a good linebacker.
He is a dog. Yeah, too bad he played for the Giants.
Hey, he won a Super Bowl.
Eli won that Super Bowl. Eli won both of those Super Bowls.
Those defenses were good.
Yeah, but Eli made the plays.
Yeah, those passes.
The most ridiculous plays ever.
Well, the Tyree catch was unreal as well.
He almost got sacked right before that, though.
Yeah. The scramble was incredible. And then the throw to Mario Manningham.
The whole sequence was...
Yeah. And then he does the next time they play.
Oh, yeah, the Mario Manningham one the next time, barely inside the fucking sideline.
Back shoulder. Yeah, what the... I'm just really? Again? Really, Eli? Okay, buddy.
He plays in the big game, man. He don't play around.
Those freaking Mannings, man. Although Arch Manning is turning out to be a little puss bag.
Well, he gets paid $5 million to ride the bench.
He's like, why would I transfer? I'm making $5 million.
Why would he go anywhere? It doesn't matter.
I thought that was hilarious. That's a great answer.
I'll put him in eventually, I'm sure. But
yeah, maybe. What if he's just
he was only a freshman last year.
Yep. I think it's just funny though. People are like, "Why aren't you transferring, bro? Getting stacks,
More than NFL players are getting.
and I'm going
He
to the
makes
SEC
5
next
times as
year,
much as Brock Purdy.
and I'm going to the SEC next year.
Right.
Why would I leave? I'm good.
Yeah, what? I mean,
Yeah, I'm
I
making
think
more
it's
than a.
actually pretty respectable of him to stay with the team that brought him in instead of being one of the twats that transfers.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with it. That's just run rampant. It's getting. I'm getting tired of that.
Well, that's why Saban retired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
Well,
his scouting doesn't make his recruiting and scouting doesn't matter anymore.
most people don't understand that either.
Well, it's just I mean, it was happening before. We all know it was happening before. It's just now it's in the public eye and they're making way more money.
Yeah. Yeah. When you actually know the
Dude,
figures
I didn't
now.
know they were making an NCAA game again.
Yeah.
Shador's got a fucking 95 throw power.
Yeah.
Had no idea about that.
I cannot wait for those, dude. Those were so fun.
They had a cover mocked up with Dion on the front of it. I'm like, that's what you need to do.
1,000%.
If you don't put him on the cover, you're fucking
stupid.
up.
Yeah. Agreed. That's
There should
absolutely.
be no voting. Just put Dion on the front.
Well, I don't think there is voting, is there?
Like, I would go buy a PlayStation and that game just for that, probably.
I'm gonna get it on my PC for sure.
Ooh, oh, you can use controllers on the PC. Every time I think about that, I'm like, why would you play a football game with a keyboard and mouse? That's stupid. Yeah, that wasn't a thing back when I played computer games, Nathan.
This was awesome. It's nice and pretty.
Yeah.
It's green. It lights up green just like my PC, baby.
But yeah, NCAA College Football 25, here we come.
Oh, I can't wait.
After a 10-year hiatus.
Oh my god, I can't wait. People are like, "Why don't you just buy Madden?" I'm like, "This is way better. It's just way better."
It was always better for some reason. In Madden, I've played Madden 23 not that long ago because it's free to download on the Game Pass or whatever.
So terrible.
It's the same as the Madden 20 that I was playing years ago. I'm like,
has not
fucking
changed.
change something.
I don't
really know.
I'm like, why don't sports games just come out every 5 years and just give you like updates, and then come out with a new one?
As much money.
We'll sell like add-ons and jersey packs, and
they're not as smart as Rockstar. Dude, Rockstar changed the whole landscape of video games.
EA is dumb.
And Rockstar is the smartest because Grand Theft Auto 5 is still one of the most played games in the whole world. Still being
played.
Fucking 13 years later.
Let's look at the here. I can Steam player count.
Because like when I was playing Madden a lot, and they would give you the monthly updates or the weekly updates on the ratings, fucking awesome. I'm like, so why don't you do this with like the logos and the jerseys and draft classes? No, it always made me mad. I'd take a character from NCAA and have this sick draft class, and they'd be like a 99 player, and you draft him, and he's like a 65. I'm like, how? How is that even possible? Like, come on.
So dumb. Yeah. I always did that. I love that though. So right now there are 96,000 people. This is just on Steam. 96,000 people playing GTA. It's the 9th most active player-based game on Steam right now. 155,000 was
13 years later after it came out.
Right. And that's just on Steam. That's not
They even released it on the old gen and then re-released it on the new gen with better graphics and still got everyone to buy it again.
Yeah. This is just Steam. So
Rockstar's amazing.
Dude, what's crazy? Counter-Strike.
Still going.
1.2 million peaks today. Yeah. Well, they updated it now. They updated
as compared to what I used to play. It's got to look way better, right?
Similar, but yeah, just some
like graphic wise though. It's got to be almost real looking by now.
Just some like quality of life changes. Yeah.
I remember playing Counter-Strike at the internet cafes we had here.
Yeah. I never really got into that one.
I wasn't good at it, but I tried.
But like, here's a Rockstar game, Red Dead 2, 50,000 people.
Oh my god, dude!
It's in the top
Red
30.
Dead is so amazing. I never even played online, but that storyline,
like,
absolutely epic.
This is how bad Call of Duty has become. Grand Theft Auto is a higher player base than Call of Duty.
I believe that. Rockstar puts out a better game.
It's incredible. Red Dead 2.
Like every time.
See if there's any more in the top 50. There's probably not.
Fucking Red Dead Redemption. I went around and got all the trophy animals and trophy fish in Red Dead Redemption.
Hey, 28,000 people still playing Left 4 Dead 2. Top 6.
Red Dead Redemption was so good that the side quests were better than most games.
That's what my brother said.
Serious. The hunting and fishing I had to do to get the trophy animals was better than most hunting and fishing games I've ever played. You can believe that.
That's awesome.
And then like the things they had in there, like fucking Easter eggs for like Bigfoot and shit. Amazing.
So good.
They had a man bear pig Easter egg in there from South Park.
Ah, man, bear pig.
Yeah, you could find him.
Thanks, Al
It's a real
Gore.
thing.
Thanks, Al
Yeah,
Gore.
right. Exactly.
Way to go, jackass. I've recently started watching Rick and Morty. That's quite the.
I've watched a few episodes. It's a great show. I was just talking about an existential crisis every time. If I get high and watch that, I'm really fucked.
Oh God, yeah, it's
Dude,
interesting.
smoking marijuana once a day. Oh, it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game.
Instead of just being steadily high.
Right.
All right,
Very
man.
fast.
I have to go run my
Yeah,
gym
pretty
now.
decent podcast. I thought it was gonna be shit today, but you know.
Good one, really good one. 2 hours, banger.
Yeah.
We talked about everything.
I can get these uploaded to YouTube now, so I could fucking keep doing that.
Yeah, get your life together, you jackass.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
I got to type in another prompt into fucking Chat GTP so it'll write my descriptions for me.
Do your own writing.
I don't know how to do it SEO style, bro. That's why I have Chat GPT do it. Write me an SEO optimized description of the Irrelevant Podcast episode 55 where we talk about blank. And it just spits out a thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
The robots run Alex's life because he is their overlord leader. That's why.
I'm the original cyborg. I am the T-1000.
Oh boy.
Back from the future.
And we will leave you with that thought.
What was the guy that morphed in Terminator? He wasn't a T-1000. What was he?
No, I don't remember.
That
Oh, it
dude
was a
was badass,
female
bro.
first, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. The cop?
Oh yeah, the cop. That's Terminator 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't remember. I don't remember what his model
He was like the super advanced one.
It's probably whatever Tesla's cooking up in their back room right now.
Dude, thank God for Tesla.
Tell
Number
you-
one most American-made car in the world.
Incredible.
Doesn't that make you kind of want one now? Makes me kind of.
I've always wanted one after riding in
My
one.
brother bought one because he has to take his kid to wrestling practice in Greeley, which is like 40 minutes away. And it was cheaper to buy a Tesla and pay for that than it was to pay for gas in his diesel truck.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Diesel's always outrageous.
But how crazy is that? And it's so fucking fast. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's
Like I have launch mode, right? And you press the brake pedal and gas at the same time like you would on an automatic that you're trying to launch.
Yep.
The fucking whole car lowers and then it just fucking slingshots you. It's like it's so fast it'll make your stomach turn if you're not careful.
Well, my friend, the first time I rode in his, he was like, "All right, hang on." I'm like, "What?" And he went, and I'm
Does
just
it have the ludicrous mode?
yeah.
Yeah, the
This
ludicrous
is-
mode's insane. Elon did a great job with those things. I just can't quite bring myself to get one yet.
That's unfortunate.
But I'm amazed at my brothers every time. I'm like, this thing's fucking dope.
Yeah, they're sick. Well done, Elon.
And I would never have to go to a gas station again. God, that's the worst part.
Yeah, it's definitely the worst part.
I hate going to the gas station.
I love gas stations, though.
Yeah, you're one of those poor people that loves gas stations.
I'm a
get it.
psychopath. Okay, all right.
No, poor people love gas stations. I've been friends with poor people before. Like, I'm going to go to the gas station. And I go, for what? Oh, just grab something from the store. I go, why? Go to the grocery store. You get like 10 times as much shit for the same price. Like people that shop at Walgreens can't figure that one out.
I don't want to shop there. No.
That's the same thing as going to the gas station, bro.
Nope. Get out of my life. I don't go to gas stations anymore. So, bleh.
I'm just saying. I've had people that live near gas stations that are my friends, and they go all the time, and they wonder why they're broke. And I'm like, because you're spending all your fucking money at the gas station.
Yep, very
It's
true.
so goddamn expensive.
It's very expensive.
Also, fun fact for anyone listening: if you want to eat healthier, only shop the perimeter of the grocery store.
Apparently, my kid is having a rough day.
Well, you know.
She's getting new teeth. Oh boy. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, my friend.
New ones that she doesn't even need to take care of because she'll get another set.
Yeah,
afterwards.
right. It's like, okay, whatever.
Right?
Unbelievable.
Humans.
Humans.
All right.
I gotta
Take
go
it
open
easy.
this
Have a
door.
good birthday, dude.
See you, brother.
See you, man.